Welcome. Welcome. Friends. Let me tell you. We have got some things to talk about. Games and games and games and games and games. Roots. I don't know how we're going to get through it all this week, man.
I don't know. Actually, I think you're putting some we've talked about trying to tighten things up and actually look at our time and how much we spend on every topic. I think that's how we're going to do it, which is a very good idea. And I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about VR. I'm excited to showcase Mash's. I guess it's our group too, right? Quest 2 group. He sent me the mug. I got the mug. I'm officially a Quest 2. I need the Quest 2 moderator shirt though that Todd has. That's what I need. That's what I want, Mash. How do I get it?
Gotta earn that shirt, bro. You gotta ban so many people if you want to earn those stripes.
I'll start banning everybody right now. I'll start doing it while. I guess there has to
Hey,
be
I had
justification, right?
wife was banning dudes the other day. Some dude was on there being a total a-hole people, and she put him in timeout, and he just kept doing it. Timeout again, he just kept doing it. So eventually she just like, all right, dude, you're done.
Yeah. Every once in a while, people they don't get the hint. They think it's regular meta, I guess, or Facebook. I guess that's still called Facebook, right? I'm still confused, Wes. Oculus, Facebook, Meta, what is it? Is it all of it, all under the same umbrella? I guess it is, but I keep wanting to change everything to Meta, and I think that's a problem.
Somebody says we turn up your mic. I don't. Is my mic
Wes.
low, Root?
Well, I mean, we should see the bar. Let me see. Maybe I can turn you up in the Discord. That will.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a little bit of headroom there. Whoa, oh,
Yeah,
there it went.
I'm gonna fix it here. It was a little bit low on the Discord, and that's what I was noticing on the check. But we'll so talk for a second there, and we'll do this in real lifetime.
I am talking about VR, man, because there is so much to talk about, dude. Like, we talk about the 2021 show and how it's coming up and what a massive undertaking it is, and how we need to ramp down our coverage leading up into that, annual party that we have. And it doesn't seem like the VR blogosphere is going to allow us to do that, man. It's just like every game that you heard of and 10 that you didn't hear of, throwing us news stories this week.
I know, and what's crazy is we had already discussed we're not covering any more games besides after the fall, and we've already changed our mind. Like we've Lucky's Tale now coming into the mix. I mean, games that deserve to be covered and talked about. And so it's kind of hard to just say, you know what, we're nixing it, we're done. Because at some point we have to cover a lot of different. We want to cover the best stuff, right? We want to showcase the games that are amazing, and I want to see what Lucky's Tale is like on the Quest. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about Lucky's Tale today, and we're going to cover it a little bit later this week as well. So if you haven't already, hit the button, ring the bell, make sure that you do all the things you need to do so that you can be notified when we go live. Because we're producing tons of great content here, new stuff nobody else is doing. And I'm off work this week,
Oh,
Roots. I'm
man.
off work this week, brother. We should be able to get some shit accomplished this week.
How exciting, man! You're off work and your family's there. That's so cool. I think it's a good time, and it's an exciting time, I guess.
It is a good time. It is a good time, and they just got in last night. They're watching right now. Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up?
But no, man, I'm excited for the 2021 show. We are going to have to ramp it back. I know we kind of walked that back a little bit for this week's show. We're going to do a regular Wednesday show, but that'll be it. Like, well, I mean, besides next week. Next week we've got Game of the Month. It'll be a typical Game of the Month episode, but that's it. I think after next week's lineup, our episodes are going to become more sporadic throughout December. Obviously, we'll have after the fall coverage, and we're going to have a few episodes that are just dedicated to the 2021 show, finding out what the categories are, finding out who the nominees are, all of that. We're going to have a couple episodes that are just dedicated to talking to you all about the 2021 show and what we need from you and what we're going to be bringing to you. But I don't know. I kind of look forward to the break, and when I call it a break, it's not going to be a break from the show or a break from VR at all. Honestly, I'll probably be doing more of both. But the reason why I'm looking forward to it so much, Roots, and I've already started doing this, is December's kind of the review month, right? We're getting ready to hand out all these awards, Game of the Year, all these different categories and different platforms. Um, so I've started looking back at the games and started playing some of them, or a few of them this week. We're going to obviously be diving into more of them going forward. But that's what I'm looking forward to the most, man. Is we've had so many great games come out this year. I'm looking forward to actually getting back into those and giving them the time and attention that they deserve.
Absolutely, because we forget. Like even you were saying the other day when I can't remember, we were talking about another swinging game, and I was kind of pairing it to Swarm, and I was kind of downplaying Swarm a little bit, and you said, Roots, you kind of forgot how good Swarm is, man. When you go back into it, I just went into it the other day, and I was blew my mind again. And you were right. It's like you forget, and that's why it's important to have that time. We have to go back into them to give these games due diligence. We have to go into the games again. And I get excited about this time, Wes, because I don't know if anybody else caught it, but as you were talking about getting ready for the 2021 show, I had a smile come across my face, right? Because I've had so much fun the last 2 years, and now we've added, I would say one of my best friends now, Eric, to the mix, and so I get to do the show with two best friends. I don't know, man. I feel blessed. I think God is good, and I can't wait for the 2021 show. I think it's going to be amazing.
You guys are my best friends through thick and thin. We'll always be together. Yeah, I totally feel you, man. I've been thinking about that myself. How much cooler it's going to be to have Eric tagging in for us this year. I mean, he had an impact on last year's show from behind the scenes as well. Even though he was a new community member, he was already probably the most dedicated out of all of our community, as he sat through the entire award selection session with us in big screen and helped us decide who the winners were going to be. But yeah, I look forward to having Eric on with us. We're probably going to try to bring in a couple of guests this year too, like we did last year. And but I haven't really sent any invites out, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I went back into Swarm as well this week and played a little bit. I played some Yuki this week because I felt like that's one of Eric's favorites. I deserve
Mm.
it deserves a little bit more attention from me, and I had a good time in it. Um, I did some in-depth Unchained, and I know that it won't be up for any kind of game of the year, but I'm pretty certain that there are categories that game is going to be up for this year. So we did a little bit of in-depth, and you know what I played more than anything this week?
What's that?
uh, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest Fall. So
Oh
after we
wow.
covered it on Wednesday, I said I wanted to go back into it, right? I haven't been able to stop playing it. And I can't believe it, man. There's so many like mixed reviews on this. I think Road to VR gave it 2 stars out of 5. Like it was a lot of people are getting hung up on the gameplay. And certainly there is there's a little bit of bugginess to it, and I did encounter some of this bugginess that people are talking about, but it was nothing game breaking. And what surprises me so much is because I'm pretty sure that most of these media outlets were over the moon positive on the Wizards Dark Times, and this game is better than the Wizards Dark Times. It's better in every way. It's a progression in every way, including the gameplay and combat. And I think it's weird that so many of these media outlets are having a bad experience, or at least in my opinion missing the point of this game, which is the lore, it's the environments, it's the scale. Like I don't think I've been in very many games that display scale quite on the level of this one, and I've just been hooked on it, man. I can't stop playing it.
That's awesome. I need to get back into it as well. One thing I wonder though is like, so is it? You said it's buggy, right? Which I told you at least it's not buggy as far as the keeping you from waggling thing, right? And the way that they make you kind of wait and it's all timing, and that's just the mechanics, right? But I don't know exactly what buggy stuff you're talking about. But at some point, if those things are happening. Hopefully they're fixing the bugs because the gameplay is it has to be there. Like it has to feel good, right? Otherwise people are going to bitch. And that's one of the things that I love about doing this podcast is um, we look we're looking at so many different facets of this game, right? A lot of people are just like, oh, gameplay shit, I'm done. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, like play it for a few more minutes, check it out. There's so much more to this game than just that. But anyway, I'll let you answer the question. I'm assuming they're working on bugs, right?
Yeah, well, actually, now that you mention it, even since I last played, they released the 1.1 update, which
Oh,
supposedly addresses a bunch of bugs. So I haven't been back in since then. They may have fixed. Really, the only recurring issue that I had with it was with the weapon selection wheel, which I really like the design of, but sometimes it seems like I'll grab a weapon and it won't load properly into my hand. I'll have to do it
mm-hmm.
again, which in the heat of combat can be an annoying thing. So most of my bugginess that I had was with regard to that weapon selection process. It didn't seem like anything that they should have trouble fixing. So I imagine if it isn't already fixed, it will be soon. But yeah, you're right. Especially with some of these other reviewers, man, you can tell that they played the pre-launch version. Like they didn't even try 1.0. So hopefully these guys will go back. I'm glad Upload didn't finalize their review yet because they just kind of did what we do. They put early impressions out
Mm.
and mentioned that they're not sure about the gameplay yet, but they want to play it more, and that they were going to come back later with the review. Which I think in today's environment, where there's so many early patches to these games, I kind of think the 1 to 2 week after launch window is kind of the best window to put out a review. I think these pre-launch reviews are just kind of reviews of betas, if you
Mm.
will, and I think we've kind of we we're trendsetters, Roots. We'll call it that.
You know the game though, Wes. It's like for whatever reason, people feel pressure. They're like, I got to be the first one on there, man. Like I need to put video out. I don't care. I don't even care if I played it, bro. I need to get it out there quick. And so people just do weird stuff, and they're giving their opinion on something that they've barely scratched the surface, which is great. Like Anthony used to do that. But he right off the bat, he would tell you, look, I barely scratched the surface. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's telling you that, then you know where they're coming from. But a lot of these people come at it like, ah, man, I've been playing it for 16 hours and it's crap. And the reality is they got in there, they played it for 15, 20 minutes and said, nope. And they make a big long review about it. And it just sucks for the devs because I know specifically there's so much put into this lore. You don't want to miss that, man. Like, it's just,
There's volumes of it,
yeah.
volumes and volumes that you collect as you play. Actually, you don't have to read it. It's something that kind of goes into a library for you to take in at your own leisure. But man, it's so detailed. And yeah, with regards to these quick reviews, it's a race, man. It's a race to be first, and I just don't get it, man, because everybody's trying to race to be first, and what ends up happening is on launch day, you'll get 10 videos with the same thumbnail, playing the same level, saying the same things, and that's kind of the antithesis of what we're all about here. We'd rather do one the week or the next week or the week after that. If we do a gameplay at all, it'll be some mid level that you haven't seen 10 times already. And we'll have more refined thoughts, and the game will have been patched. So it's a little bit more indicative of what the final product is. But, to each their own. If you're out there, making these kind of videos, I'm not trying to, cast stones at you. There's a lot of a great content creators out there who are trying to do this for a living. So I get it. You're trying to play the game, right? There's a very clear path of what you're supposed to do to achieve YouTube success, and everyone's on that road. But making it in this world is kind of like winning the lottery anyway. So if that happens, trust me, it'll be a dream come true for Roots and myself and Masher if that ever happens for us. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep making content that we want to watch. Keep doing things that make sense to us instead of things that fit the mold or some kind of algorithm.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Wes, I don't want anything that God doesn't have ordained for me anyway. So it's all in his hands. I'll just take what I get. I just like having fun. You know what I mean? Like I just like having
Absolutely.
fun and telling people how amazing Virtual Strangers is. I mean VR and Virtual Strangers. And I noticed today, Wes, we made it. We did it.
We did it, Wes.
We got to
We did it.
we got to 1.25. I've been waiting, watching. We're officially at 1,250 people, and you guys are the best 1,250 people out there.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's been tuning in lately, all the new viewers, very much appreciated. Thomas McNostril says, I thought you guys were going to keep it snappy. Like, we didn't say we were going to cut the intro out, man. The intro is what people tune in for. We were talking more along the lines of the coverage we're about to get to. One more thing before we move along, Roots. Tis the season, brother. Tis the season not only to give thanks for all the blessings that we have in our life, but it's also the season to upgrade your hardware if you need
Ooh.
upgrades. This is the week. This week and next week is the time that you're going to find the best deals with regards to hardware. Not to even mention all the crazy software and game sales that are going on out there. Are you looking for anything to upgrade your machine this year?
Me, see, this is the thing, man. I go back and forth because we're in such a weird place in the world, but I would love to upgrade my processor. You know what I mean? But it's so expensive. But I know that there's going to be good deals, right? Because
Right.
I feel like that's kind of one of the things that I'm bottlenecked out. Even though I got an 8700K and it's an amazing processor, with streaming and
Garbage
everything
town,
else.
bro.
Yeah, yep. It's it's getting to the point where I need something better. So
6 cores is so 2018,
I know
bro.
it's garbage. It's amazing, but at the same time, like Microsoft Flight Sim, that game is affected by the processor. So I could never really play that in VR the way I want to until I upgrade. But I don't know if I ever will because the world's so crazy, bro. I just, but that's what I would be looking for sure.
Traveling Man 3775 says, "Here's a fiver you found on the road to success. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it." And Zayla Maru coming through with 1250 tip says, "Celebrate. Absolutely. It's a celebration, bitches."
You know who else likes to
Yeah,
celebrate, Wes?
I
My
do.
mom!
Yeah, she likes to celebrate a lot.
Masher says, "Mash needs a new 3080, yo." Yeah, I get it, man. But the PC stuff is so expensive. And, when we talk about the different VR platforms, which is at the end of the day what we're covering, PC, as high as the highs are, those games are going to be a little more few and far between. We suspect at least over the next year to 2 years, as the other platforms make advancements. Um, so yeah, it's kind of hard to throw down those big bucks. But we are content creators, so
Mm.
there always is that upside. And it's interesting how the PC websites, all the good spots like Amazon and Newegg, it's interesting how they do it. Because anywhere else for anything else, if you're buying consoles or Oculus Quest, you can look at the flyers right now and see what's going to be on sale. Newegg, Amazon don't do this. They pretend like their sales are already up, but we all know they're not, right? Like on Thursday, that's when the real sales are going to go up. And nobody knows what's going to be on sale. Nobody can plan for what they're going to spend their money on. And I think they do it intentionally, Roots, because it causes people to buy things impulsively because there's a small window before it's sold out, right?
Mm.
If it's a really good deal, it's going to be gone in a minute. So they don't tell anybody what there's going to be there. So when they finally do see it, they do it without thinking about it,
Mm.
and it's devious,
I think
Roots, but it works.
I agree. It gets people in the door, for sure. And Ashley says, you know who else or what special lady this is for?
My
That's throwing
mom!
$5. We really appreciate it. And one thing about, and I'll say this because this goes way back to when we first started the podcast. And I'm talking beginning of the show. Me, Main Fan, Alex, and Wes. And Alex, one of the things he said right off the bat is, we're not doing an intro. I don't like intros. I always skip them. And my thought is great. Okay, you always skip them, and some people, maybe you don't like them. But look at it this way. That intro is a couple of extra minutes. The whole thing that we're doing is a couple of extra minutes for everybody to hang out in the chat and talk before the show, get hyped up, get ready. It's not about watching the video every time. Although, when I watched it again today, Wes, man, you nailed that sucker. I'm so impressed with how good that is. I want to watch it every time, so we're gonna watch it every time. And if you don't like it, skip, pause it, skip forward a couple of minutes, and you'll be good to go. Yo.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, if you're watching this after the fact, Wi-Fi is putting up timestamps pretty much
Ooh.
right as soon as the episode finishes every time. So if you don't like watching the 90 seconds of awesomeness that is our intro, skip it, bro. Skip it. That's all you gotta do.
Skip it. But remember, Wes, every single footage you see, with the exception of lo-fi, is Wes capturing footage over, I don't know, what, a month? 6 weeks? I mean, you took a lot of time doing that. That's a if anything, that's just, remember that Wes did this, and it's so good.
Dark Angel in the chat says Cybrix is pretty cool. Is it really? I got something in my email about that game this week, and I wasn't sure. About it, so it's good to hear that there's at least one endorsement for it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, what you're saying is true, dude. And the games that are represented in that intro, that's just a little tiny fraction of what I captured. Like, I've got friggin' hours of clips that I can work into newer versions of the intro, and I'm thinking about maybe even doing a 2021 version for the 2021 show. All games that came out this year. Maybe we'll see. I'm gonna do something cool. I don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Oh, nice.
Thomas McNaughton says that it always makes me want to play Polybius again. Dude, that game is so hard to stop playing. When I went into that, it was like, all right, man. I've already beaten the game, so I can pick my level. I can pick a good one right off the bat. I didn't have to spend time to get to a cool spot. So I go into it thinking, I'm just going to hit a few of the gates, maybe eat a time warp pill, let everything go crazy, and then we'll call it a clip. But it's hard to stop playing that one, man. When you get in that zone, you just lose all sense of time, and you just flow. And it's one of the things that makes that game so great.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of losing sense of time, man, that was quite an intro. I guess we should get on to some topics, right?
Absolutely. But before we do that, let's say hello to our friends in chat. Space Dennison is in the house. He says there are 3 endorsements for Cybrix here. So maybe I should give that one another look, Roots. I just kind of, again, we're in the minimalization phase with our coverage. Maybe I didn't give that one the attention that it deserves. People obviously like it.
Well, you had me at Dark Angel said it was good, because I really respect her opinion, and that when it comes to games. Although I do think she needs to get in there with in After the Fall with us. We'll keep you safe. I promise. Roots will keep you safe, Dark Angel.
Chris Richardson is in the chat, as well as Mr. Tasselhoff. Thomas McNostril, we already talked to a couple times. What's up, Diz, the big winner? Diz wins like half of our giveaways, dude. That guy is he's living large. Skiva, thanks for joining us, friend. We really appreciate it. He says, I love that intro. Yeah, dude. I still like watching it. So, like, it's good to know that I'm not just crazy. You know what I mean? Which I probably am anyway. But thanks for the compliment, Skiba. Mash Daddy is in the house. Our number 3 is hanging out in the chat, as is the wife, my number 2, or my number 1, I guess. She probably string me up for calling her my number 2.
She was just now going through her head. Okay, who is number 1?
Right. China number 1.
China number. That's right. Yeah, I forgot.
Mepper is in the house, as is EV Man versus Gas. He says, I need a new 3080 also, but I'm not paying $1,800 for it. I'll pay MSRP $800 to $900. I think the deal, if you want a 30 series card, as it pretty much has been from the get-go, if you want to get one on a decent price this Black Friday, you're going to have to find a good pre-built that has one in it. And I saw a good number of 30 series pre-builts out there with some decent price tags on them. So keep an eye out for that. Be sure to keep an eye out on our Discord at the hardware channel, as I'm sure that we're all going to be sharing the best sales over the next week.
Wow. Michelle wants to know, is it Roots or MASH? That's your number one. I think it's VR. VR is his number one. And then
Don't say that, man. She won't let me play anymore.
Oh, that's right. All of a sudden, Wes is off the show, and I'm like, "What happened?" I go, "Oh, you put it in Michelle's head that she smashed all the headsets. Done."
Ashley is in the chat, as is my dad. Hello, fam. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, for real.
Got VR legs. Says, yeah, most Quest games are good for an hour or two. Well, tell that to my battery, which I burn through almost every time I put the thing on.
Dude, how cool is it with the new headset, the Bobo VR, the 2 batteries, and with the other battery that we have? Like, I could literally go like 18 to 20 hours and really never miss a beat. That's a lot of time, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I did a 4-hour live stream last Tuesday, casting the whole time from the Oculus Quest, and I just had to move on to my second battery to pretty much say bye. That's
so
awesome, dude.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So more on that to come, by the way, guys. We're going to do a dedicated segment breaking down our experience with the Bobo VR M2 Pro battery head strap. But spoiler alert, it's been awesome so far.
Yeah. Glenn Dillon, your dad says he's owned an Oculus for over a year and has played more of it in the last week than he's played ever. And thanks, Wes. So that's what Wes is so good about, man, is he's so diligent about VR and making sure. Like, I threw people in there in games that they had no business being in, and they may or may not have gotten sick because of it. Wes would never let that happen. He's going to make sure that to set the pace, right? Make sure that these people end up loving VR. That's what's so awesome.
No, I'd like to take credit for this one, but all credit be to him, because he managed to do something that I have not been able to do in all my years in VR, and that is find a decent pool game. Roots, I've been looking pretty much the whole time I've known you for a good pool billiards simulation game in VR. And as much as I like the actual pool in Sports Bar, the locomotion just ruins that game for me. Like, I can't play it because the locomotion sucks so bad and they won't update it. So F those guys. My dad found this App Lab title called Black Hole Pool. And I looked at it. I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to pick it up this week. It has a bunch of good reviews. Everyone says that the physics is spot on. You can do online multiplayer in it. It's got good graphics, and the bar that you're at has YouTube on the wall, so you can watch virtual strangers while you're shooting pool. I mean, come on, man.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it is kind of nuts. So yeah, we're going to be getting into some black hole pool. And if you're like me and been looking for a good pool simulation all these years, it's $10 on App Lab right now. And I was going to ask for a review key, but I thought, you know what, small developer trying to make a living actually put something like this out that's worthwhile. I'm just gonna give them my money, man. Just give them the $10.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, you said your dad liked it, so I mean that's all that matters, right? Because you're going to be in there with him, I'm assuming. Or maybe is it only 2 people, or can you go in there with your whole fam?
I'm not sure. I know that it's invitation based. That's all I know about it. I will know more by the time we reconvene on Wednesday. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it then.
That's cool. Well, one more thing before we go on. I don't know what this black box is on the bottom of your corner, but it's really bothering me. I don't know if that's you or me, but
It's my microphone, I bet, right?
No, to the bottom of your right corner. There's just it's probably in the scene. It's
yeah,
not.
I don't think that's on my end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't know what it is, and it's bothering me. And I just thought I would acknowledge it to everybody. don't know what the
Yeah, I'm
hell that
looking
is.
at my raw camera feed. It's not in it, so
Hmm.
that's probably a window or something that's
Yeah,
up in
well,
your background.
I think hopefully it's gone. And I guess let's go to the first headline and see if it's gone because it's really bothering me.
Well, before we do that,
Oh,
I want to say hi to Danny Scaling. Berbercat is in the chat as well. Derail's up in there. Let's see who else. I haven't seen. Oh, there's Larry Kirk. Hello, Larry Kirk. Drew's up there. Simplex is up there. Everybody, man. Even Slay Blaze. I haven't seen Slay Blaze for a while. What's up, bro? Thanks for hanging out. Sunshine Happy Fun Times is here.
yeah, they just followed me on Twitch the other day. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I was like, who the heck is this? And I'm glad that you found the show and that you found my channel.
Well, I don't see Spry Guy. What the hell is the world coming to, Roots?
I saw him. He was there at the very, very beginning. It probably isn't at the beginning. And that box is there, and I don't know what it is. It's got to be something in the Discord feed or something, but it's just going to be there today. You have an extra little friend there hanging out with you.
And just in case he's here and I don't see him, I'm going to go ahead and shout out Techno Glitch because he's sensitive, guys. Don Hemphill is here, and Roots, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And then VR Spry Guy left a comment on it.
Yeah, he's here. He said there's no echo at least, but the box is still there. So we're just going to roll with it and we'll figure out what it is next time.
Absolutely. And you said it, Roots. We need to get started. We have 16 headlines to get to. So why don't we dive into them with this first one? After the fall, pre-orders go live as PvP and early access revealed. So, obviously, after the fall, one of our most highly anticipated titles of the year. Out of nowhere last week, we got the pre-order announced, which immediately I thought to myself, why do I want to pre-order? Well, I mean, I already know that it's coming to Viveport. Probably going to get it for free if I can just manage to wait. But you know what, Roots? I don't think I can wait because those who pre-order it get not only get 48 hours of access pre-launch, but they also get to participate in a playtest this Thursday. So I think I'm going to have to buy it. I said I was going to get it on multiple platforms anyway, so might as well go ahead and pre-order it on like PlayStation or something, right?
Wow, what a deal, man. At least they're smart, and that's one of the things that I hear. The biggest thing I hear from everybody, flat or VR, especially with the way games have been released. Not very, I mean, with all sorts of bugs and stuff. Why are you buying it early? There's no benefit, right? There's no benefit for 99% of games out there to pre-purchase anymore. But when they give you access early, I mean, not only on Thanksgiving Day for a full day, but also 2 days early, right? 48 hours. To me, that's a no-brainer. If you're already going to buy it and you have the money now, throw down the money, you get in there early, right?
Yeah, and like I've always kind of had a sour taste in my mouth with Vertigo games, and it's not because they don't make my favorite games; they absolutely do. But I always was a little upset that I had to rebuy Arizona Sunshine on Quest. Like I thought I should have got it for free, and it's always kind of irked me. So things like that always play in your mind too when you consider whether or not you're going to pre-order something like this. But to their credit and to my like great surprise, Upload VR was able to confirm this past week that After the Fall is in fact going to support cross buy, which for me is a huge deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a no-brainer. It's like you've said many times in the past. You're not gonna. Well, you did say you were gonna buy this on multiple platforms, but most games you're not gonna buy it again. You're just gonna buy it, especially on Oculus. You're not gonna buy Oculus Quest and PC, but I guarantee I'll buy it on Oculus instead of Steam. Although, is it the Steam version is the early access, or is it Oculus as well?
All versions have the early access, and it's important that we make this clear because there was a little bit of fuckery in the way that this pre-order was presented. It looked like you had to buy the deluxe edition to be able to get these the early access, the 48 hours early access, and the Thanksgiving Day playtest. That is not the case. any version of this game that you pre-order, you're able to get that early access. It's just one of the first things listed. With the deluxe edition, you get da 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 da, and
Hmm.
that's at the top of the list. It's also at the top of the list if you look at the launch edition. So, yeah, you guys don't. If you're thinking you're going to have to throw down the extra $10 or whatever to get this early access, don't. You don't have to. Um, the launch edition will get you all that stuff. Only thing the deluxe gets you is I think like a soundtrack, maybe that kind of stuff. Art book. I
Mm.
don't know exactly what it is. It's all cosmetic stuff. It's nothing that impacts the game. All the stuff that actually impacts your gameplay experience, you get with the regular edition by pre-ordering.
Is that weird, right? Like, I don't know anybody, and they're out there, I'm sure, people that are like, oh, I got to get the soundtrack. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get deluxe because I want to get the music. Now, there's games out there where I've played where I've thought, man, I really love this music, and maybe I would be inclined in that, but it's not to me, it's not a selling point. It's like, when you're reading something, the fine print of something, and they're like talking about it like something that doesn't matter, a feature that like, oh, hey, it feels good when you hold it in your hand. Okay, well, who cares? You know what I mean? Like at some point, I just don't care. I guess that's my point.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm completely stoked for this game. I'm so glad that they were transparent about what this game is because I had completely different expectations a month ago. Now I know what it is. I'm excited about what it is. I'm glad that I get to go through and play with my friends and not necessarily have to do competitive. Although Roots, they did announce that there is a 4 versus 4 PvP mode in this as well, which is a complete shock to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what that's going to be like, right? How cool, man.
Knows,
Is
man.
there going to be zombies running around in the same? I don't know. I'm very curious about that almost over everything else.
That would be
Um,
cool if it was like a Farpoint where you can like spawn enemies to go after after the other players. That would be kind of cool.
that would be cool. Yeah.
Anyway, totally excited for this. I'm glad that it's cross-buy. Roots, honestly, if this game's as good as I think it is, uh, my free Viveport copy isn't going to be enough. I'll probably buy it on Oculus and on PlayStation because I got people in the house here that I want to play with too.
Right.
And which means I'm going to need to have it on Quest. So yeah, looking forward to trying this one out this Thursday. I don't know if that's going to be embargoed, like if we're going to have to sign a NDA with like we do with a lot of these
You
with
shouldn't,
these play
because
tests, but
it's across the board, like something they're offering to people pre-purchase. So I can't imagine it being anything like that because it's, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get it. I guess they could make you click a box, but it would be weird because everybody's gonna get this thing that bought this thing. It would be very bizarre to me if that was the case. But we'll see, I guess, in less than a week, right?
yep. If I can give you guys content later this week, I will. I'll be sure to share as much as I can, which is cool because like um, people like Chris Richardson are waiting for our opinion before they pull the trigger. And with something like this playtest, it's like so far before the launch date. Like if we're able to talk about the playtest, we'll be able to talk people into pre-ordering it
Mm,
still and getting that early access from the launch date. So it actually would be beneficial if Vertigo Games actually is bringing the goods with this game. It would be beneficial to them to let people talk about it and create content from it.
absolutely. Diz says, I bought that. Take my money. I agree, Diz. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, let's move on to the next headline. Demeo. Demeo's third dungeon launches next month with a bard. So Roots, I've constantly been thinking about what I feel like is going to be one of the more hotly contested categories during the 2021 show, and that is the Wonder Bra Award, best ongoing
Mm,
support of a VR game. We've had so many good ones this year. People who go above and beyond with support for their game, and Demeo is one of them. As they're giving us yet another free card pack DLC, a whole new level, a whole new story, new characters, new cards, and more for what is one of the year's breakaway successes, Demeo.
Yeah, this is definitely good. You know, this game is so amazing. I even just the footage from the intro, I was like, oh wow, it makes me want to go and play that, right? I want to know why. When I saw a bard, I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna get a healer, right? But he's not a healer. Now they've thought about having a healer, but I would love to go in there and be a specific healing class. But as soon as I found out he wasn't a healer, because I had said I'm bard forever, and then I retracted that about 2 seconds later when I found out, and I was like, okay, I'm wizard. You can't. I'm the wizard. So I'm torn.
Does this bard have a beard?
I don't know. See, that's another thing, man. The wizard's got my beard. I can't be that'd be weird if I was somebody else without a beard.
So, shout out the Bearded Bard, by the way. Shout out Bearded Bard, VR Trend magazine, awesome publication, the only of its kind right now, right?
Yeah.
VR Trend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who doesn't love VR Trend? Anyway, no, man, this is a community favorite in our community. I mean, it was for months after this game launched that people were, almost daily putting together, multiplayer sessions to play this game. And it's only gotten better since then with more content. Now you can save your game. Like, you don't have to have 2 to 3 hours to put into a game. If you want to play, you can start playing, come back later and finish. And now, again, another new deck. And this one looks like it might be the coolest one yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I still need to get back into the last deck. It was so hard and it was so crazy in the beginning. And now, don't get me wrong, I did go into a game with 3 people. That was the one. They kicked our butt, but dude, it was bad. So I need to get back in there because that game is so amazing.
Practice makes perfect. You don't want it to be too easy, right? You
That's
want
true.
to be able to feel like you accomplished something when you make it to the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolverasa says Demeo is very fun, but I don't play it enough. I need to pay attention when peeps want to play and stuff. Yeah, I agree with you there. I need to play more Demeo myself. I realized that when I was doing the footage for the intro, I wanted to get a clip from Demeo, and I ended up playing skirmish mode by myself for an hour and a half because I was just having fun with it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I just want to say rest in peace, Black Bar, because I just got rid of it. And I'll have to fix it every scene, but I'm fixing it right now in real time, Wes.
Nice. Anyway, Demeo, one of those titles that we're going to have to go back and pay attention to as we decide who the winners are going to be for the 2021 show awards. And the next headline is something right along that same lines. Demeo, Paper Birds, Madrid Noir all win big at the 2021 VR Awards. So, we just put Demeo over as one of the year's best releases. Well, according to the VR Awards, it was the year's best release as our friends at Resolution Games took home Game of the Year honors. Congratulations to them, and congratulations on releasing a great, unique VR title.
And congratulations for these awards finally getting things correct in a sense, because usually it's all I'm sorry, but it's usually it's some feel good experience that's about the environment or something that nobody watched or really liked, and they just said, man, this is such a great thing. This is like, if people like it, that should be number one. It shouldn't be because you think it's a great thing for the environment or whatever. That's great. You're doing great work. Keep it up. But if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. And I feel like they nailed it on all of these, man. Paper Birds, Madrid Noir, and Demeo are all 3 amazing, right?
Yeah. Well, I can't speak for Paper Birds. I still haven't went in and checked out Paper Birds, but Madrid Noir certainly amazing, and Demeo. Well, we just spent a good chunk of the show putting that one over and saying exactly what we think about it.
Absolutely. Dark Angel says she's always down to play some Demeo. Let's do it, Dark Angel. I'm ready.
We're going to be playing a lot more Demeo here real soon. More details to come on that. Again, hit the button, ring the bell. You're not going to want to miss what we got in store for you.
Yep.
Headline: In Death, Unchained, new tournament announcement, the Desolation Trials. So, we talked about the Wonder Brawl Award a moment ago, Roots. Best ongoing support. Who has supported their game better than Super Bright has supported this game? I mean, it was already the best out the gate. From launch, this has been the best archery game in VR, but it keeps getting better and better and better. And in an attempt to draw new players in this week, Roots, they're doing the Desolation Trials, which is kind of a speed running competition where you got 10 minutes to go through their new level, score as many points as you can. Well, it isn't the whole level. It's like a piece of the level, I think. Well, maybe it is the whole level. But you get they combine your top score from your best bow run and from your best crossbow run, and then like at the end of the day, the winner's going to win like an Oculus Quest.
Oh my god.
There's a bunch of other prizes they're giving away, um, all for playing a game that, in my opinion, you're a winner even if you don't win anything, just because
Mm.
this game's so awesome.
So are you gonna win your quest too? Wes is good
Well, I
at
did
this
go into
game,
the game.
dude. You're good at this
I
game,
went into the
bro.
game. I'm okay at it. I'm not anywhere near as good as like the really good players in this game.
Oh,
There are people who play this every day and that's all they play, and those guys are amazing. I'm not on that level, but as far as casual players go, I'm okay. I play differently. I've come to realize than other people.
hmm.
Other people are gung ho and they get up in the enemy's face and shoot them from point blank range. I'm a sniper, man. I shoot from all the way across the map and try to hit these guys when they're a little bitty blip on the screen. I try to my approach is longevity, to try to be defensive as much as I can and take out enemies before they can get to me.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, Traveling Man says he's only better than 70%. Been making mistakes. Well, damn, that's pretty good. It's better than me. Um, I don't know, man. This game is amazing, and it's cool
Yeah,
that, like you
I
said,
agree.
that you already want to go in and play it anyway, right? So it's cool that they're giving people incentive to go in there and try. Somebody was telling me that this game, with the additions in the DLC, have it's pretty damn hard. There's some screeching things now that come at you, and they're like, there's this game was already amazing, and they just keep making it better. So kudos to the devs for sure.
Yeah, I went into this game yesterday just to play it for fun. I didn't even go into the new level. I just went into the first level. But I did see some new things. I picked up a story shard. Well, I didn't pick up a story shard. It's just something you kind of read on the screen there. I found an amulet, which is going to give me some ability next time I play.
Hmm.
And I found the bat, Roots. If you want to unlock the new level, uh, so that you can access it from the lobby area, you have to find a bat in the first level
Hmm.
flying around and shoot it. And I found it and I shot it. So I have now got the new content unlocked, but I haven't went in
Nice.
and checked it out yet.
Yeah, somebody said something about that bat. That's kind of cool. They let you go in there without having to go through everything, right? Um, Traveling Man says, and this is going to bode well for you, whether you're going to do the tournament or not. I guess if you were, it'd be better. That they're actually scoring higher for long shots now, and that this is what I was going to say. It, I don't know. It shocked you, I guess you said, or surprised you that you play different than everybody else. It doesn't surprise me at all, dude. Like you're Mr. Meticulous, well thought out. I'm gonna own this game and I'm gonna think about it, right? Like everybody just willy-nilly goes in there and does weird stuff, and Wes is like, okay, he's gonna approach it in a very meticulous way. And that's just how you are. That's how you roll.
Here's the thing within death, and I think I might be at a disadvantage during these type of competitions. The amount of points that you get for killing enemies is dictated by the amount of achievements that you have. So as you play the game more and more times, you unlock achievements which allow your kills to score more points. But I reset my progress not that long ago and reset all of those achievements because the version that I was playing on in the early days was a specific version that was kind of nerfed for content creators to be able to show the game off. And I didn't want to have that, you know, taint on my list of achievements, so I just wiped it all and started all over
Hmm.
again. So if those achievements play into the scoring of this competition, then I have no chance out the gate. Like there's no
Mm.
way. without any kind of score multipliers being unlocked, that I'm going to be able to get anywhere near these guys that live in this game. But if they just kind of put everybody on the same scoring system, who knows? Maybe if I get in there a few minutes every day, maybe I can get on that level.
I'd be shocked if they took that into consideration. Other people's multipliers they've unlocked, because then now what you're saying is only a handful of people get to compete, right? Because you're not going to be able to compete with any of those people if they're able to get all sorts of multipliers on there. So I'd almost bet that it's not going to have anything to do with it. It's probably just going to be as it is, like you walked in there from day one. You know what I mean? Like you just walked in there and everybody's even, is what I would guess.
I would hope so, but I don't know. I have no clue. But what was it, Traveling Man? What he said, what was true? I did notice that my headshots I was nailing on these guys were like giving me like 500 points
Ooh,
now. I don't think it was that much before.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, I think the long shots do get scored for more than they used to.
That's amazing.
Anyway, amazing game. Certainly one I'm going to be spending time in as we approach the 2021 show. You guys get in there, play a little bit, see if you can win your Oculus Quest. Oh, Roots, how stupid am I? We didn't give away the last copy of this game, bro. We went on this program a week ago and told people to follow, like, and retweet, and we were going to draw a winner. And guess what? We never did.
Oh wow. Well, you know, there's
We
no
never drew
time,
a winner.
no time like the present is what I always like to say. So,
That's true.
what do you
Let's
say?
give away a game.
Yeah, let's say let me find Oprah, bring her out of retirement for a few minutes here. Actually, I wrote what I'm really looking for is the stupid browser. What did I name it? There it is. There we go. There she is. I love Oprah. She's so
Ooh.
nice. And this is the one that might give you a seizure. This is seizure Oprah. So
Caesar Oprah, that's right.
yeah.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's Mash gets pissed when I don't show it. So I'm like, I got to bring her out today because it was his birthday yesterday. So happy birthday again, Masher. We love you, bro.
I gotta
The
scroll
shocker.
back a little bit here.
Yeah, everybody loves
See
the
who
shocker.
retweeted this thing. All right. So we only had a handful of people that actually entered this thing. Did a nice little group of followers after the last show. So guys, we have brand new social media accounts on all the major social media platforms for the Virtual Strangers show. Um, but it's hard to start a social media account from scratch. If you guys haven't done it already, there's a link in the description. At least go follow us on Twitter. That's the one I'm the most active on. Although there is also Instagram and Facebook down there. If you use that stuff, uh, they are all active accounts. I am getting in there and posting things. So, but Twitter's kind of the one that I live on, the one I was using anyway.
What's crazy, Wes, is because of the Virtual Strangers Twitter, like I go on and I'm starting to, do a little bit of active. I've had one for a while. But I'm getting people following me and I'm like, I haven't done anything. I guess they're hitting Virtual Strangers and they're coming up and hitting Roots up. So now I feel compelled to start liking and retweeting some stuff. I've been trying to do that, especially for like people like Gamertag, or I want to be retweeting his stuff anyway.
This is how few people are following me on Twitter, Roots. I'm giving away one of the best games on Oculus Quest. As far as I can tell, we had 3 people enter for it.
Oh wow! Well, dude, that's good odds, man.
Real good odds.
Oh, and the good news is Bass Pro Shops is a countdown to apparently to Black Friday. I just saw pop up on my screen. Love me some Bass Pro.
All right, so Simplex, you're number 1, bro. Swami Bob will be number 2. Handy Capable Gamer, you are number 3.
Wow.
As we go to the random.org random number generator.
That's crazy, man. 3 people. That's good odds, man. It's to let you know. And Onakazi says, I don't give a crap. I already he said, sorry, I already have it. We appreciate you, Onakazi, always keeping us on target. Between you and Simplex, you keep the virtual strangers on a straight and narrow course.
Two. So I think that was Swami Bob. Am I right? Yep. Swami Bob was number 2. Congratulations, Swami Bob. Hit me up on Twitter, bro,
I
and
love me.
claim your key. Congratulations. You just won one of the best games on Oculus Quest.
I love me some Swami Bob. EV Man VS Gas says, I'm Swami Bob. Well, you commented and said you loved my background. So I love you, man. I love you, EV Man, and I'm glad you won this game. Hit Wes up from somehow the Swami Bob, and we will get you the key.
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Discord. Either way, and we'll get your key to you. Congratulations, and oh yeah, Decepticon just followed us on Twitter. Thank you, Decepticon. We appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, and bye Shocker Oprah. Sorry, we'll see you again next time.
Nice we can just bring in Oprah on the fly. That's if you guys were wondering if we're a big deal or not, we can bring Oprah in on a moment's notice, bro. That's how big we are.
That's how big, man. When you can bring Oprah on in a drop of a dime, you're good.
Anyway, let's get back to some more VR headlines. What do you think?
Yep, absolutely.
Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries mode arriving in 2022 roots. It was the headline that was never meant to be. Oculus accidentally shooting themselves in the foot and releasing this trailer before they meant to. So now the cat's out of the bag. One of everyone's favorite modes to the original Resident Evil 4 will be playable in VR early next year, or at least at some point next year. A good game gets better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes me wonder. Well, for one, I forgot to transform your window. Let me fix black bar and get this hell out of here. There we go. I always question whenever I see a headline or what you said, a leak. Is it a leak? I don't know how definitive that is, because a lot of times they say it's a leak, but they secretly they're like, here's the leak. Please put this out, right? So sometimes I wonder that, but I think it's cool. I never played mercenary mode. So I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like, from what I understand, it's like this kind of I don't want to call it a horde mode because it's not like a wave shooter or anything, but I think you do have to like defend like your home or some building. Well, instead of me talking out of my ass, why don't we just look at it here? I think it's some kind of horde defense mode that was in the original. You got to remember that the era that this came from, these type of game modes were not common things. So I wouldn't expect it to be anything like the horde mode, wave-based things of today. This is going to be something that's very unique and exclusive to this one title.
You said it's multiplayer, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so that's all that matters, right? You can get in there with your friends. You already own it. It's a new mode. I wonder when in 2022 it's coming out, but it'll be pretty cool.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's multiplayer or not. This is what Upload says about it. It says Mercenaries is a bonus mode for the game that has been included in every single version of Resident Evil 4 since the game's original launch on GameCube 2 decades ago. It sends players back into some of the game's best levels to fight hordes of enemies against the clock, attempting to get higher scores. It even allows you to play as other characters from the game and universe for the first time. In the traditional game, it's a lot of fun and even spawned spin off titles later on in the franchise. Okay, so I don't think it is a multiplayer thing. What it is a scoreboard chaser horde mode. But it's not like a wave shooter. Like you're in like indoors, right? It's not like something you're just going to be standing stationary and shooting. So
Okay.
Yeah, man. People love this game mode, according to everything that I've read. And again, the game's already awesome as it is. This is just kind of like a cherry on top, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool. Berber Cat says Mercenaries is a hardcore horde survival in a time limit. No co-op. We just we didn't confirm for 100%, but 99% sure from what you just read, it sounds like it's not co-op. I would not bank on that, Drew. So we just kind of give you a little bit of fake news, and then we yanked it back like Lucy with Charlie Brown's football. So.
At least we corrected it before Simplex, right?
And he was already typing it. He was like, excuse me. Oh shit, let me stop.
Carlos Paroli in the chat says another news, Assetto Corsa Competizione, or however you pronounce that. The latest Assetto Corsa game will have an update on the 24th that will increase the performance for VR users that cannot currently play the racing sim due to poor performance. So I don't know if you remember when Assetto Corsa I can't ever say this word.
Competizione or whatever.
Competizione, yeah. A lot of people were excited for that, and then when it launched, they were immediately had their dreams crushed when they couldn't play it. Apparently, they're going to fix some of that in a few days.
Oh, good. That's awesome. I don't have a wheel, and I don't play too many driving games, but it is good for real.
Thanks for sharing, Carlos, and welcome to the chat.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Wes. Do you get a chance to get into your driving sims? Oh, put your sister or your dad in a racing game. Wouldn't that be cool? I bet they would think it was cool to drive with the wheel and the whole setup in VR.
Yeah, who doesn't like to vomit, right?
Well, don't vomit induce for sure, but
no, dude, definitely something I'm looking forward to getting into this holiday season, as I do have a little more time off and can justify the setup time because I don't have a space where I can just hook that up and leave it. I have to pull it out and hook it up, but it is all mounted on a stand, so it's not like a big thing. I can just pull it over here and hook it up. But I'm doing some dash, bro. 100% confirmed doing dash while I'm off work for Christmas at least, and maybe even this week as well.
Yeah, dash, so good, right?
Yeah, awesome. Anyway, headline: Techland says Dying Light is both the best and the worst game for VR. So, in light of the success of Resident Evil 4, as is always the case when we get one of these high-profile flat games ported into VR, people start to speculate about what else might come to VR. And Dying Light's always on that short list, as there originally was supposed to be VR support for this game. Well, the developer came out this week and basically put the kibosh on any kind of speculation that Dying Light might be getting official VR support. And his reasoning is that, yes, it is true that this game would be great with VR support. This game is meant to be immersive, and what's more immersive than playing a game in VR? But he makes that same mistake that many new VR developers make by overvaluing comfort and underestimating people's ability to play without getting sick. He thinks that if he puts Dying Light into VR, that too many people are going to be uncomfortable while they play, and for that reason, the rest of us don't get to enjoy this without using Vorpex or otherwise some other kind of VR mod.
Oh well, at least the new Dying Light. I don't know about the old Dying Light. You can still change the code in there. You can still add a line because it had a line in there that you could put it into VR. And Mash says, "Don't say it, Roots." I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say not everybody's got a weak stomach when it comes to Dying Light, like Masher. But it is a little rough the way that they implement it, but it's done very well. And for people like myself that can go in there and play the original way with this line of code in there, because it is a little janky. I guarantee if they actually optimized it, it's going to be fine. We'll be okay, Techland. So I'm putting a call out to Luke Ross right now. Luke, get us into Dying Light and let's prove these bastards wrong, because he's wrong. He is totally wrong. I guarantee you, not only could we have this game, we could have a game like we talked about the other day, Infamous, where you're zipping on things and you're shocking stuff. There's nothing special about Dying Light that keeps us from playing it in VR. I've done it. It'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Everslot kind of proved that you can put a intense game out there with grappling and all sorts of you know fast-paced action mechanics, and people will play it comfortably. And uh, I think that again, this is a common mistake that first-time VR developers make, and they all kind of overvalue um, comfort when it comes to VR, and don't really quite realize how quickly people get their VR legs if they just stick to it instead of quitting the first time they have a bad experience.
Absolutely. What do you think the odds are, first, that PlayStation's new version, PlayStation 5 VR, that's going to have haptics in it? They've kind of teased that that could actually fix the sickness, right? That just whatever they do, somehow they figure a way to use that haptics to make you not get sick. And then my second question is, how long does it take other companies to figure that out and put haptics in their headset? Because if that, I mean, that's game changer. If you could make it to where there just is no motion sickness because of that, that would be so amazing, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that that will be employed as well as many other techniques to minimize and mitigate VR sickness in the next generation. Yeah, man, I think it could possibly be a game changer. From what I understand, the reason why there's haptics in the headset is this. This is why they're putting it in there. It isn't for immersion, even though it is going to increase, the immersiveness of games. The reason why they're doing it is apparently it helps to mitigate VR sickness. So, yeah, I think as we have seen from veteran VR developers like Vertigo and Fast Travel Games, Resolution, and Archiact. All of these VR studios are getting better and better and better at making games that people can play comfortably. They've all made huge strides. The industry as a whole has made huge strides in allowing people to play comfortably, and I think that this is going to be the case on the hardware side as well going forward. This is just going to be a problem that eventually just goes away altogether.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Sony fix it and everyone else to eat it. Eat it, all you PC VR
Eat
people.
it.
Eat it.
Absolutely.
Good to go.
You're descending into a totally uncharted area of geothermal ocean terrain. This is our last shot to discover new bioluminescent creatures, Rachel.
Deep Sea VR Experience Biolum releases on PC VR. Roots, this looks cool. And the only reason that I'm bringing it up is, well, there's two reasons. One, that's an awesome trailer. That's the reason why I put it in here. The second reason, we're going to be talking about this Wednesday on Strangers in the Night. And I wanted people to get hype as we have a new experience to be checking out in VR. And this time, sci-fi.
It looks so beautiful, right? Looks very like colorful, popping. I don't know. That's what I want out of an experience. And I'd want to shout out Gamertag. Just slid into the show. How you doing, GT?
What's up, GT? Thanks for stopping by, friend. We very much appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
Roots, apparently, some talented voice acting in this one too. Like there was somebody from Dune in this, and I forget there was another. They had a pretty good list, like 2 or 3 different people who you might have heard of
Hmm.
doing the voice talent in this, and you can see it's beautiful visually. The story is compelling as you're exploring. You know, at the bottom of the ocean, you get. We won't give it away. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. It is a dark science fiction narrative, and it seems cool, so we're going to check it out.
I guarantee humans suck at the end of it, but we're gonna find out.
Probably, you're probably right. Humans are at the core of this evil parasite that's living at the end of this at the bottom of the ocean.
So something, somehow, some way, we suck. Although I will submit, I think humanity rules and rocks, and has created some amazing things through God, or with God's help.
Gamertag asks, "What sort of game is Biolum?" Biolum is not a game. It's actually an immersive experience. You know, a la I don't know, Madrid Noir, that type of thing, or well, what was the other one that this group put out?
Um,
I'm drawing a blank.
Paper
Of some
Birds,
of these
wasn't it? Or
titles.
no? I don't know. Maybe
No,
one of those.
no. Well, they might have did Paper Birds as well. Um, anyway, it's a 3D immersive experience. It isn't a game per se.
Hmm. Well, it's out. That's the good news. Is I mean, if you want to go check it out now before we even talk about it, it's already out there. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's available on Steam right now, and we will be talking about it in depth on Wednesday. Again, hit the button, ring the bell if you haven't already. Awesome things ahead this week.
Gamer tag, random flex, picking up a Halo Infinite Series X console tomorrow. That's awesome, dude. I'll tell you what, I haven't played any Halo Infinite, but I do have Xbox Game Pass. So hit Roots up. Maybe Masher and I will jump in there with you and play some. I don't know, maybe even Wes. I don't think you have an Xbox Game Pass, and you don't usually do flat games too much, but
No, I am going to get the Game Pass because I want to do the. I want to check out the flight sim.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Halo, man. If I'm going to flat game, I think I might pick up Returnal and play it some more.
Oh my god, so good, dude. And everybody is pulling their hair out except for me on Biondo 3, right? So
Yeah, yeah, and people have been talking about it a lot lately because it's kind of got snubbed for Game of the Year, which is insane to me.
mm.
But whatever. But I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it lately, and it's just got me in the mood to want to go play it some more. Uh, Gamertag says Halo's really good though, so who knows? Maybe I was really into the first couple of Halo titles back in the day.
For me, it's all about who I'm playing with. I mean, I've been having so much fun playing Back for Blood. It's an amazing game, but it's what for me, what's amazing about it is hanging out with Tech and Masher and Wolveraza and Tasselhoff. You know what I mean? It's the people. So it makes it even better. So I think it would be amazing for sure.
That's a good point. Multiplayer for Halo Infinite's actually a free beta right now. You don't even have to have
Oh, really?
the Game Pass. Anybody can go on Steam and pick this thing
I
up.
didn't know you could do that. Anyone. Well, and what's funny is, and I don't even realize it, but I guess speaking of Microsoft Flight Sim, and you wanted to check it out, that's our next topic, right? I didn't even see that.
Absolutely. Microsoft Flight Simulator Game of the Year Edition has now released as a free update for all current owners of the game. A laundry list of updates, as is always the case when they update Microsoft Flight Simulator. But notably, Roots, with this update, it implements VR motion controllers. So, yeah, I imagine. I guess the implication is that you're going to have virtual HOTAS now. I don't know that,
Hmm.
but I can't imagine why they would implement 6 DoF hand presence if there were no virtual HOTAS, right?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, dude. You know why it's awesome? I don't know if you were able to catch Masher's stream, but he was showcasing a new peripheral, right? It's like something you attach to your desk, and you put your controller in it, and it's a HOTAS, and it has full range, and it looked so cool. And he was showcasing it for games like Warplanes and different things. What's the name of that thing, Masher? And so I would imagine for people in VR, you know, if that love this game, having that actual, you know, virtual HOTAS is great, but you still want a HOTAS, right? Now you got this other a peripheral that's even better because it really has an amazing range of movement. So it's really cool.
It's cool, especially if it's affordable. I mean, that's the type of thing that I might be in on. Like, I'm not going to drop $100 on a HOTAS, but if I can get a peripheral like that, something that works like a HOTAS, and it has, you know, a few games pick up support for it, that might be the way to go.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks, or I mean, I don't know exactly. It was really cheap, so it's a really good deal. So
Awesome, that's awesome. Gamertag, good question. He says, "Where's Scion?" Like, we're talking about all this PCVR stuff, man, and Scion's nowhere to be found.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's trying to get his CV1 to work, probably. Oh no, he fixed that problem.
He's
$60.
he's, yeah, 60 bucks.
It's the
Ooh.
Fox One Pro by Twisted Barrel. Now, is that just the peripheral mash, or is it come with other stuff? Because that's my reaction a little bit, like, ooh, like, you know, for 30, 40 bucks, you actually got an actual one you've plugged in and USB, and you know.
Yeah, I don't know about 60 bucks, man. I was kind of in at 30, 60.
Hey,
Just a
there's
little
tech.
bit. Hey, what's up?
Techno glitch. I love some techno glitch.
Anyway, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's been cooking a while now, and it's about done. It's about time for me to go in and see if my computer will actually run this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just the flight stick. So Mash, let us know how amazing this thing is, because he had it. He was showing. I think you had it, right? You were showing it to us on your show. So let us know if it's worth it, and maybe we could subsidize it. Maybe we could let the patrons pay for half of it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Let's see. Mepper in the chat. Patience, friend. Patience. We'll get there. Headline: Clash of Chefs gets Oculus Quest hand tracking support. So, you know, Unplugged comes, and it kind of proves what we've all been wondering, and that is, will the Oculus Quest 2 hand tracking support ever be good enough to be implemented successfully into a game? And Unplugged comes along and shows us, yes, it is good enough now that developers can start doing things with it. And lo and behold, not 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, here comes Clash of Chefs, which is a game roots that actually can benefit from something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was messing with the tracking the other day. I forgot that I had left it on, and was grabbing for my controller, and I noticed that I was seeing my hand. I was like, oh, so I was opening Windows, very responsive. My only problem with this is the same problem I've always had, and is haptics. I'll say it every single time until they can virtually give me haptics without gloves, or which I think Meta's working on right now, is gloves that are going to blow us away. You know, they keep showing us these little tidbits of the old school gloves, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And it's not going to work with what I guarantee within the next year. They're going to have some gloves out that are going to blow us away. Somebody will, at least. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, there's already people out there they're kind of DIYing it themselves and getting some of the functionality down. So I'd say you're probably right. The question is it going to fall the wayside like most VR accessories do, or is it going to be the one like the B haptics that seems to be sticking now, and developers are supporting, and it makes me question, you know, my decision to buy that wheel instead of getting the haptic suit, you know, 6 months ago or whenever it was, because the support for B haptics has come on quickly, and hopefully, if we get a decent, affordable glove peripheral, that will be the case for that as well.
I guess it just depends on who you are and what you like, what your preferences are. Because I know Mash has that vest, and he barely ever wears it, as far as I know. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where you wear it all the time at first, and then after a while, people can say what they want. You still have to hook it up, put it on. It's one more friction thing. So I guarantee you're going to have that go through your head. Do I really want to put this vest on right now? Fuck it. I'm not doing it. At least that would be me. So it's I think you were good to do the wheel. I think in the long run, if you actually pull it out and use it, you're gonna be a lot happier. And you know who else is happier when you pull it out and use it, Wes?
My mom.
Oh, she is, man, big
You
time.
beat me to it. You beat me to it, Roots. With all due respect, I think Masher has the X16 instead of the X40,
Oh,
and I don't
true.
think it fits him quite right.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So I think most of these people that are raving about it not only have the X40, but they also have the whole get up with the arms and the face and all the other stuff that comes with it.
This is my thing. I have no concept. I don't have it. They won't send me one.
Right.
Send me one. I'll talk about. I'll tell you everybody. I'll scream to the world how awesome this thing is. I'm speaking to you, Alex, and I would love it.
100%. 100%. We'll cover that any day.
Yep.
I'll even call into work to do that video, right?
Yeah. Mash does say 16. It's cool and getting easier to use, set up all the time with support from developers. That's a very good point. As it's getting used more and more, and it's probably becoming a lot more simple and just like an easy put it on click, right? So.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about it the other day. I think maybe Beardo Benjo was commenting on just how easy and seamless it was because he just got one and he expected it to be this whole big deal to set it up and use it. And he said it was seamless. You just put it on, click the button, and it works.
Oh, nice.
Music to my ears.
Yeah. Masher's a giant at 6'4". Just want to throw that out there. I'm only 5'8.5", man. Don't forget my half either, bro.
Right. Anyway, headline: PSVR exclusive wins and leaves confirmed for PC VR. You know, we often talk about when are these PC games going to finally make their way over to PlayStation VR? Well, every now and then we get one that goes the other way, and this is one of those titles. And as is normally the case, when these titles come to PCVR, there will be certain benefits, including a room scale mode and obviously enhanced visuals. So, you know, I didn't play this when it came out on PlayStation VR. It got generally favorable reviews. Maybe we give this one a look on Steam.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to anyway, just because GT was saying he really loved this game or experience and that it didn't get the love that it deserves. That tells me two things, Wes. That tells me this game is good because I definitely trust GT's opinion. And it tells me that I want to see this and I want to talk about it because if it's that good, people need to try it out, right?
From what I understand, it's one of those games like Paper Beast, where you're kind of like wondering, why am I doing this at first? And then as you get going in it, you're just kind of like get lost in it and you don't think about it, you just play. It's one of those games.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that just kind of feels good and is kind of a meditative experience to play this.
Well, I am in. Oh wait, Diz says snooze fest, so I'm out. No, just kidding. I'll tell you what, I have no idea. It sounds good. It sounds like something I want to talk about. I didn't even know my mic wasn't even all the way up, Wes. I can hear the velvety smoothness of it. I guess it wasn't all the way up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know about wins and leaves. I don't think it's going to be a game of the year contender or anything, but you know, a lot of people said it had a pleasing gameplay loop, and I don't know. I don't know if it's for me or not. There's only one way to find out.
That's true. And so you said it's on Steam now, right? What's the cost on it?
It's going to be on Steam. I don't know. I $25-$30, I imagine this one will be.
Cool. I always ask you all these random, and like I never know, and I always put you on the spot. I guess that's what I'm here to do, Wes.
Let's see if it's in the article. It's $30. This one's going to be.
Wow, this thing better be good.
Right. Or hopefully it comes to Viveport, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say Viveport Infinity and beyond.
Anyway, looking forward to that. You know, again, it got fairly decent reviews on PlayStation, so it'll be interesting to see what the PC enhanced version has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is an emergency alert message. attacking civilians. Please stay at home and barricade all entries and windows if possible.
Headline: Requisition is Home Alone with Zombies on PC VR. More PC VR goodness. Roots this time coming from our friends at Arcadia, the studio that brought us Hinge, bringing us this unique take on zombie horde defense. Roots, apparently, almost anything is a weapon in this game.
Oh, nice. Well, Mepper says they don't make toasters that sturdy anymore. I'll tell you what, if you can use it as a weapon, I agree. Toasters are not made. Does anybody use a toaster? That's my first thought. I don't know, man. Requisition is Home Alone with zombies and PC VR. I think that sounds pretty cool. Now, I meant to mention this before on the PC VR front because you had mentioned PC VR was, I guess there's everything else is happening. You say PCVR alone from this type of stuff that just is going to keep popping up, right? The mods, the mods are where it's gonna shine the most. But yeah, this is something I did not expect to see, and I don't think this is coming out on Quest, is it?
No word of that at this moment. And we said, when people were yelling that PCVR is dead, PCVR is never going to be dead. And it's not just because of the mods, but it's also the easiest place to publish a game for independent studios. So PCVR is basically always going to be the home of the indies as well as the home of the mods. And I don't think that's such a bad role for PC to fill.
Absolutely. Airman 929565 says, "Man, there's a crap ton of zombie games," and I agree. And we're almost to the point now, Wes, that we're going to be, if we're not already, oversaturated with zombie games. And that, like, don't get me wrong, I want After the Fall. It's going to be the ultimate. But at some point, this genre, they've beat the crap out of it, and they're going to, you know what I mean? And we see this with so many different genres, right, over time. Rail shooters or that type of stuff for a while was the big thing, and everybody got sick of them after a while. So I would imagine pretty soon here, unless a game is going to be fantastic, we're not going to need any more zombie games. And what is that going to mean for all the zombie things that are being created right now? Not today, like this one coming out, but I'm talking about 6 months from now. I think they need to start focusing on something else. So that
here's the problem. The problem is that we need games that allow us to go on shooting sprees, that allow us to beat people to death with toasters. And if not zombies, then what? I mean, I guess we could put peaceful protesters in there and beat the crap out of them. But is that as fun, honestly, as zombies? I don't think so. I think we're still in the early days of VR, and each iteration looks a little bit better than the last, has a little bit better physics than the last, and I think there's still quite a bit of meat left on the bone with regards to zombie slaying in VR.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that right now is like right in the peak of it, or if not on the like we're starting to go down that hill. 6 months from now to a year, if they keep putting these games out, it's going to be too much. It already is almost too much, especially when you're coming out. This game's coming out at the perfect time. But anything coming out after the fall is going to have to. They're going to have to start thinking outside the box, right? And that's what this one seems to be doing pretty well. Although I did play a game, and and I still own it. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was kind of like this, and you had waves, and you went out and collected material, and you booby trapped the whole house, and you could use anything, and you could break stuff. If anybody in the chat remembers what that game is, it's in VR, and I tried to get us to talk about it at some point, like a year or two ago, but something else came up, and we didn't end up talking about it. But it was pretty cool. It's kind of the same concept, so this intrigues me.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks unique, and you know, it's the second VR offering, I believe, from our friends at Arcadia, and we've noted uh, with other studios that the second one tends to be even better than the first. And Hinge, for all of its difficulties that it had at launch, actually turned out to be a pretty decent PC VR horror game. So I look forward to seeing what these guys are going to do next, and I'm glad to see that if they are going to do a zombie game, this isn't like any other zombie game that we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't love Home Alone, right?
Our friend Gamer Chick, dropping by quickly to say hello as she's on her way out to have dinner with her family.
Yeah, speaking of zombie games, right? That's the zombie game of all zombie games, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners.
There you go. The best of the best.
Yep.
Not just zombie games, right?
Yeah, that's game of the year, 2021 or 2020.
Headline: More Ruins Magus details released as the Kickstarter begins. So, Ruins Magus, we've talked about this game a couple of times now. This is an awesome looking game coming to us from a little known Japanese studio. I think this is even based on known IP from overseas. But a lot of cool things about this fantasy sci-fi title, and we're getting a little bit closer as the Kickstarter has now launched.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Traveling Man saying Nathy. What's up, Nathy? No, Nathy's not in the chat, but I don't know what you're talking about, Traveling Man. I guess I missed the comment, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, it went over our heads, bro. That's just part. It's part of not being in the chat, but being on the outside looking in. Right?
That's all right. I'd rather be here anyway. It's cool here, man. I love it. I think this is cool. I can't. It's cool when they somebody's got a vision, and then it seems weird with Kickstarters, but I mean a lot of times that's the only way they can get this game created. So if it's something that interests you, I'd say check it out.
Like I mentioned, this was a Japanese title that just looked cool, and with the Kickstarter, we now know, thankfully, that there will be an English language
Ooh.
dubbed version, so that Western players can enjoy this title as well. This is a visual novel, and it's being built around the idea of an interactive visual novel. Has a rich cast of characters, deep storyline, over 30 characters and 26 chapters, and it's not just a straight up story experience. There are gameplay elements as well. I think this looks cool. I'm glad to see that we're a little bit closer to getting this game, and hopefully it will be fully funded and then some through their Kickstarter, which just launched.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see a wizard's hat, Wes. That's all I need to see.
There you go. Gamer Chick says, I wish I could stay and watch these awesome guys, but I'll catch you all on Discord this week. Well, we will be there.
Yeah.
As we always are.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway, headline: Pro Putt by Topgolf is now being rebranded as Golf Plus and partnering with the PGA. So we knew that Pro Putt was getting a full course golf mode soon for this Oculus Quest golf simulator. Not only is it getting said mode, but now apparently rebranding completely and announcing a partnership with the PGA. Nothing says legit like that, Roots. This must be a legit golf title.
I'll tell you what, Radio Runt came into my my stream last night, and he was raving about this game, talking about it. And so, I mean, that tells me everything as well. So, because I know he's played not only this game in VR, golf-wise, he's played almost every golf game out there, right? So I'm kind of excited to check it out now. And we got the Mr. Task golf handle. Mash was saying that alone, that handle makes this game amazing. So let me check it out. I think, or maybe it was a different game, but either way, we can use it for this one.
So Mepper looking for the Ruins Magus Kickstarter, and he couldn't find it, so I just went ahead and linked it up for him there in the chat.
Nice. We did it. We did it, Wes.
We did it.
So you guys check that out. That game looks awesome. Go back. We've covered this game at least twice that I can remember on our show before. So go back and check those out as well if you want more information on this upcoming title.
Absolutely. This says Quest 2 only. I think this is Quest 2 only, right?
I think so. Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. If you love golf, this is a full experience, right? Full 18 holes. I think that's cool, man.
Yeah, and then, I've never played golf in real life, but if VR has shown me anything, it is that I should try things before I decide I don't like them. And I think that a legit golfing sim in VR could be quite fun, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for, people that love golf to begin with. It's not always golfing weather, Wes. Or sometimes golf courses are closed for weird reasons, like the last couple of years.
And says that the golf handle sounds legit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. Check it out, Mr. Tass. He's got a golf handle. I don't know. It's over there somewhere. But this is the biggest thing you were saying, right, Mr. Doing the Walkabout mini golf. You feel like you need to grab something else. You can't grab a second controller or it just feels weird. This makes it feel good.
Yeah. The golf handle is legitimate. It is helpful in Walkabout mini golf, which has you playing mini golf with one controller. And if Golf Plus is that same type of deal, then it will it'll be helpful for that as well. I know that there have been more than one golf title that officially endorse and support TAS's golf attachment. So that should tell you all you need to know there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dark Angel says, I was playing mini golf while listening to the trial cross examinations in the background. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah. And speaking of which, headline, jury delivered. No, just kidding. Walkabout mini golf adds Gardens of Babylon DLC course. Roots, another, I would think, Wonderbra Award finalist.
Yeah.
Walkabout mini golf.
This game was amazing on day one. This game will always have like a special place in my heart because that's how the first time I got to hang out with Masher, right? Is us all hanging out, playing Walkabout mini golf. That was so much fun. And on day one, to me, it was amazing. Now they've added, I think, 4 or 5 courses. And these are full courses, man. These are so cool. And one of the best things about mini golf for me, because I grew up in Southern California, I didn't go to these rinky-dink pieces of crap ones that you see all over, man. We would go to this building and it was like huge, and they did the most elaborate mini golf courses I've ever seen. I kind of wish I could see them here. I haven't even seen them in Colorado like that. They were super cool, and that's what this is. It's like you're going into these fantasy worlds of mini golf, and I just think it's cool. Although this is such a weird name, Gardens of Babylon. Is this Iraq, or is this like
maybe?
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think it's cool.
Well, it could be I rock because I do. I rock.
You do rock.
Anyway, Walkabout mini golf. It's fun, man. It's fun, and they keep adding to it. And again, it's always been free DLC, free DLC, free DLC, and here's more. This is a great game. Party games are something that really have kind of come to the forefront in the Oculus Quest era, and this is no different. And the good thing about this is whether you own it on Quest, you own it on Rift, you own it on Steam, everyone gets to play together with cross-platform multiplayer. A tremendous title and a great addition. Another beautiful level, I'm sure.
And it's a perfect example of why VR is so awesome and why people, they don't realize, like, it doesn't matter if somebody's here with me in my room. Oh, you're creating memories with these people, right? Like these are memories I'll have forever. And they're some of my favorite memories. And I just think that we don't look at multiplayer the way we should. It's just it's a gem. It's a way for us to hang out in a world that's getting weird. And I love it. I value it. So it's cool.
Oh, Diz the Game Cat coming through with the fact check. It is not a free DLC. This one's actually paid $3.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it's well deserved. They've already added, so I would suggest everybody run out there and buy it. Guarantee it's going to be better than all the other ones if they're charging for it. You know what I mean? And this is the reality. What if you join with your friends? What if you join with Roots and Wes and MASH, and we pick this course? You don't own it. Ooh, that's going to be awkward,
What you gonna do,
bro.
brother?
It's going to be awkward.
What you gonna do, brother?
Better pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dark Angel, good point. The cost of a Joe, less than $1 per week. Well, wait a minute, we're not there yet. Anyway, party games awesome in VR, and this fact not lost on Forever Games. Headline: Forever VR Darts, Forever Darts hits Oculus Quest in December. You know, Forever Forever Games. Well, it was like 2 or 3 months ago. Uh, happily announced the expansion of their studio and that plans for a number of different VR games were in the works. All of them, this type of party game dynamic going on, and we kind of wondered what they might go for first. Now we have our answer. Darts, Roots. This is a VR darts game, which supports hand tracking, by the way.
Oh, how cool, man. I'll tell you what, man, this is darts is cool and hanging out with your friends is cool, but I'll tell you what, for me was the takeaway from Forever Bowl, which I'm assuming it's going to be similar to that, was how cool the environments were and the unlockables, the bowling balls, you know what I mean? There's so much to that game alone. So when I read this, I was like, oh my God, this is, I get excited because I think this is going to be darts on the next level, because we've played games. I've even played darts in VR with what is that Street Fighter game? There's that mini game where you can play darts in there. I've played that in that game, and so I think this is cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool as well. Obviously, the scope of this game and the price are going to dictate whether it's a recommend. But Forever Bowl was awesome, and when I saw that they were going for something so conceivably simple as darts, but we all know that it's not that simple. Darts, there's a lot of physics involved with having a proper darts game, and if you don't have the physics right, if the darts don't have weight and fly correctly, then this is going to be a disaster for them. So hopefully they got that right. But it occurred to me when I saw that they were going with darts next, and it finally became clear what type of games they're planning to bring to us. I had the best idea, Roots, and this is something they absolutely need to do, because now we have Forever Ball, we have Forever Darts. I'm sure Forever Pool was coming, and Forever Skee Ball, and all this other shit's about to come, and they're all going to be these little broken up standalone things. They need to have a multiplayer hub that we can meet in and go to all of their different selections from there. Forever Bar, if you want to call it that, kind of a free download social hub for anybody who buys any of the games, gets Forever Bar with it. And then when you buy these titles, be it darts or what have you, they kind of plug in, and you can go from the bar into any one of these events through a teleportation portal, we'll say, and it's an easy way to party up with your friends and experience their entire library. It'd give people an incentive not to miss one, right? Buy all of them. That way your bar is always fully stocked and ready to go with the latest games.
How cool is that? It's actually a really good idea, man, because like, okay, say the bar is free, right? And you just have your, I don't even know if you said that, but it's all attached, right? So you're going into everything. And so it's kind of like the pinball experience with the three things, except for I wanted separate rooms. Well, imagine a bar where every time you get an attachment, that room is now available. And so everybody can roam in there. You can go around it. It creates this entire hub of or one experience, really. It brings them all into one. I think it'd be really cool, very different, very imaginative, and the sky's the limit, man. You could make this thing amazing. Like, I mean, this is the bar you want to go to where everybody knows your name, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I put it out there to them too. As soon as I had the idea, I got on Twitter and put it out there. So hopefully they listen to me, and one day we'll have the Forever Bar to hang out with.
That would be cool, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I love Forever Bowl, so I'm excited about this.
Ashley Trouble in the chat says, "When there's a surprise between your thighs, Vagisil."
Yeah, you know who else said that the other day, Wes?
I do.
Yeah.
It actually was Greg Stink who said that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Dark Angel says she needs to get crap faced. I am trying to watch my language a little bit better and face her zombie fears with Saints and Sinners. I think you need to do that, and you need to face your zombie fears. And after the fall, and we need to live stream it while you're getting drunk. Yeah, and we can bring in Chris too. Do the whole family thing.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. Just say when.
Be awesome.
I'll tell you when. How about Thanksgiving? Or how about
the
6th, 7th, and 8th of December?
Yeah.
Anyway, one more headline to go, and we finally will have this one behind us and on to our featured stories.
Absolutely.
Wake, child. You are the last star. Only you can resist the void. Only you can renew the light. Only you can restore the balance. There is a darkness that consumes us. Always hungry. Ever present. Eternal. Memories of souls trapped in endless cycles of pain and loss. Weakens the barrier. Corrupts the energy. Brings the void. The Guardians were born to create a barrier against the void. But the task was too great. One by one, they fell to the shadows. In a final effort, they gave their power to create a champion. Will you bring new life, or let the light fade forever?
Your adventure, Vault of Stars, hits Oculus Quest this week. So, Roots, this is an Oculus Launchpad title, a studio that got backing and support directly from Oculus, and it shows. It shows why Oculus decided to pick them up in the quality of their game, or at least apparently, it was an awesome trailer. And surprising thing to me, though, if you paid close attention to the trailer, it's an App Lab game. So what was Oculus funding these games and then bringing them to App Lab instead of putting them on the big store?
I don't know, man. What the hell are they doing with their store, man? I have so many questions. It's just so weird. I guess it's cool. Wolveraza says, "What in the F entire is this?" It looks pretty cool to me, man. Vault of the Stars. It's hitting Oculus Quest next week, but don't expect to find it on the regular store for whatever reason. It's on the app.
You better don't misspell it. Write it down now. The title, if you're interested in it, you got to get it to the letter in the search bar, and then scroll all the way down, and then click the little thing that says App Lab, and then you'll see the game.
Yeah, that's a good business model. Just make them jump through a bunch of hoops. Halfway there, I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what's going on. I can't find it. Screw it. I'm gonna go buy something else.
But that game looks good. Although I will say this, purple as hell, right? That game is purpler than F.
That's a thing that I took away from that. And I'm definitely want to try it. That's for sure. I'll jump through as many hoops to check this thing out. It looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be very, very visually appealing, right? And that's one of the things that I love about VR. And it's so weird, Wes, because I guess there's different types of people and different thoughts of what they love in VR. A lot of people, they literally want what I have right here. They look around and you see the real world and they're like, dude, I just want the real world in VR. Well, dude, I hate to break this to you. You don't have to pay anything. Just walk outside. You're out there. It's real. I want something that, like, when I look around and I see this purple world or something that I've never looked at, I've never seen colors in that way. I think that's what I want. I want the fantasy. I want something that's different, that's going to blow my mind away, right?
Yeah. DSP Gaming Megafan 100, otherwise known as Tinkle Baby Sprinkle Baby, says they updated it and the search is now a little more forgiving for App Lab titles.
Oh, I love me some Tinkle Baby Spray. What's that? I see now that it's not up there. I don't even. It's such a weird. I love that name, man. I miss it already. Tinkle Baby.
Yeah. Tinkle Baby Sprinkle Baby.
Yeah. But yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Hopefully, well, let's look it up in real time. Can we find it in real time? Probably not.
Sure. We can do what the hell we want.
Oh,
I know the guy who runs this show.
That's right. Let's do it.
And he lets me get away with what I want to do. So I immediately, as I click my usual link, I noticed the MetaQuest branding is now prominent on the what was once the Oculus store.
Oh, nice.
Rest in peace, Oculus store. But let's see. I'm going to type. Well, what was this called? Vault of Stars.
Yep.
I'm just going to type
Vault.
Star Vault and see what happens. Star Vault. Search. Apps 19. Nothing. Well, let's see if maybe the page isn't up yet. Let's
That's true.
Let's
type it in.
Sure that
it actually exists.
Yeah.
Well, you could also type in Vault just by itself, because that should technically pull it up, right? Anything that starts with it. We're gonna see. We're gonna fact check you, Tinkle Baby, right here in real time.
So
although it's not your thing, it's
typing the name correctly does bring it up in the old way that it used to. There's a link on the bottom of the page that says App Lab, and you have to click that to get to it. I'm just putting Vault in by itself now. Let's see what that does.
Okay. Traveling Man says you got to play it, guys. It's cool. You can shoot things to get rid of corruption or whatever, or chase them down and just touch them. Chasing moths that leave a smoke trail was cool. Who doesn't love moths with a smoke trail? You know what I mean? It's pretty standard.
Vault by itself did nothing. Let's do Vault Stars. Vault Stars. Let's see what that does. Still nothing. Yeah, you still have to get it perfectly, and you still have to go down and click on App Lab.
What about the semicolon or the colon?
Fake news. No.
Who knows? I'm sure it's improved. I just want it to be normal. You know, like.
Yeah, right. They should have their own storefront. Like, if you don't want it to be the Quest storefront proper, fine. Have a second storefront for these games. There's already more titles on there than on the regular Quest store anyway. And they just they did update App Lab. Even if the search isn't better, they can now offer DLC. And there was some other kind of feature that they gave App Lab developers this past week as well.
Oh, nice.
So the experience is getting better. So it's not completely fake news, but the search still sucks. The storefront still sucks, and it's baffling to me why.
You know what doesn't?
Oculus still gets their 30%, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what doesn't suck, from what Traveling Man says, is this game. Says it's only $10. Definitely check it out. And Dark Angel says it makes a very good point. Try to figure out the PS4 store. Like the thing about the PS4 stores is it was really good. And then all of a sudden they fucked it up. It's bad. It's really bad. It's better than Oculus is, but it's still, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you would want to make it harder to find what you're looking for. It's not a good business model, but you know, it is 2021. So
Yeah, it's better than it was at the beginning of the PS5 era now. But there are titles that support VR that don't show up in the VR section and stuff like that. So yeah, it could be better on their end as well.
Wolf Raza says, "Damn it, there is one. Pay attention." Okay, I'm assuming he's talking about storefront. There is a storefront. You know who else sucks? Airman says, "My mom." Yeah, I couldn't pass that one up. All right, so I guess that's the last of the topics, right?
Yep, that's the last headlines and brings us into this week's featured stories.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
So we were pleasantly surprised last week when publisher FunTrain announced that The Twilight Zone would soon be coming to VR, courtesy of Pocket Money Games, the developer who brought us Dimension Hunter VR. Well, apparently FunTrain isn't finished with the surprises, as this past week they announced the sequel to their most popular title, The Exorcist Legion VR. The Exorcist Legion VR SIN, which stands for Safety in Numbers, is set to launch late next year. As the game's title suggests, the developer plans to take advantage of the latest trend in VR horror by making the entire campaign playable with friends via online cooperative multiplayer. Notably, this game is not being developed by Wolf and Wood, the studio that's responsible for the original Exorcist. Instead, those duties will fall yet again to Pocket Money Games. As for platforms, a press release confirms that the game is coming to Oculus Quest, but it also mentions, quote, other next-gen VR hardware. FunTrain later confirmed via Twitter that the next-gen hardware they were referring to will, of course, be the upcoming PlayStation 5 VR. There's been no word yet on the possibility of a PC VR release. So, Roots, a second surprise from FunTrain in as many weeks. This one, even bigger than the first, as one of the very best VR horror games is getting a sequel. And not only that, but you're going to be able to go in there with me, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, that's the one thing that the co-op sounds fun for this. Peeing your pants together, Wolveraza says. I agree, and I love the fact that you know, the I just like to play at words. You know, sin, okay, safety in numbers. That's so awesome. It's such a good way to describe co-op. And exorcisms are real, in my opinion. That you know what I mean. So going into this, I need Wes there with me. Because I don't know how far the devil's going to reach to try to get me. Will he reach into VR? I think he will, but I don't have to worry. I got Wes there to protect me, and we're good to go. Let's do this.
Absolutely. You at least a bit concerned that this upcoming title is not going to be developed by Wolf and Wood, the developer who brought us the original Exorcist Legion VR, as well as other great games like A Chair in the Room, Greenwater.
Well, you know, Mash has a good point as well as what you're saying. He's nervous about the new developer. So that, I mean, that is, we have to be, you know, because it's not like when you have something that sucks, you're like, bring somebody new. When you have something that's amazing, you're like, ooh, please let them not mess this up. Grove Street Games has opened my eyes to how bad a release can be for GTA. But I think that I'm going to hope that this is amazing. And the fact that it's co-op, I think it's good. Well, only time will tell, right? I guess there's no really wait to find out. It's not like the trailer shows us much of anything except for the title, and it's very well. Very good trailer
Yeah.
for sure.
Fun Train has a lot riding on these titles, this one and the Twilight Zone, as they've got a pretty significant black eye from the Quest port and subsequent
Mhm.
PlayStation VR port of Tarzan VR, which was actually, and most people, wouldn't know it today by the reputation that they've developed. But Tarzan VR actually wasn't all that bad on PC, but apparently the Quest version and the PSVR version were garbage, and now Tarzan VR has kind of become a meme um, in our space for janky, stupid crap. Um, so Fun Train better get it right here. So I got to imagine Pocket Money Games has at least done something to impress Fun Train. As again, they have a lot riding on this, and for what it's worth, I played through Dimension Hunter VR, and while it's a very different game in terms of genre, I did find it to be a very fun, well developed game.
Yeah. So, well, I think I am more optimistic than I am negative, or apprehensive rather. I think it'll be good. Yes, we'll find out. Do you know how long is this? Is it coming out soon?
No,
No.
unfortunately, this is gonna be late next year before we get
Oh,
this one.
God.
We'll
Well,
get Twilight Zone first, and then we'll get Exorcist Legion VR Safety in Numbers.
I feel kind of dirty saying this, Wes, but I probably have a lot of people agreeing with me. I want Twilight Zone first. I'm really excited for the Twilight Zone, dude. I think if they do it right, like nostalgia level skyrocketing, and the possibilities of stories are endless. And so I just hope that they stick to the old format and not do anything weird. Like, let's not try to save the world. Just bring us Twilight Zone into VR and give us the old feel of what Twilight Zone's supposed to be, which is an amazing story, and make it fun. I think I almost feel like you'd have to mess it up on purposefully to mess it up, because it's such a good IP, right?
Yeah, I said it then, man. Like I would pay $10 just to float through that door with the theme music playing. Like that's going to be awesome. If nothing else, that'll be awesome. But for what it's worth, the intro to Tarzan was pretty awesome too. It fell apart quickly after that, though. Um, but yeah, I'm going to I'm going to go into this one cautiously optimistic. Not just The Exorcist, but the Twilight Zone as well. And with Twilight Zone, what you said is true. Like that's a potential cash cow, not only for the studio but for Fun Train as well, um, because it is episodic. Like it's based on an episodic television series, built around short stories from the 19th century. So, like, if they stick to those stories, if they implement it well in the VR, I mean, the gameplay doesn't in Twilight Zone, the gameplay could be a minimal thing, right? Just enough interaction to immerse you. It doesn't have to be like this super involved puzzler or anything like that. You just need enough to draw you into the story, and the story is what makes it. Put you in. You need to feel like you're in the Twilight Zone, right? Like everything's weird, like you're not in the dimension that you should be in. If they do that, the Twilight Zone could be a big success. They could sell infinite $10 DLCs for it till the end of time. Um, and I kind of feel like The Exorcist is kind of the same thing. People love this kind of supernatural horror, and this too is episodic, just like the first Exorcist. Although I hope um, that this isn't one of those deals where they give us an hour-long episode and then we have to wait 6 months for the next one. uh, you know, one of the big advantages I found for PlayStation VR last generation is all of this stuff that was episodic on PC, and when it finally did make it to PlayStation, you could play them all at once. I'm hoping that all of the episodes are available, or at least two or three of them when this thing launches.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my thought on something like this, The Exorcist. Uh, I agree with Traveling Man. He says we need backwards spider walking down the stairs, head spinning, splitting pea soup. You have no idea how I agree with that statement, and I'll quantify it. I'll tell you why. This is the thing. These developers in general, and we've only seen a couple of instances, and Wes has said this as being a horror fan like he is. We need people to take the gloves off. Like, you need to do some stuff like that's gonna freak people out. Like, I need to see some stuff that's like, oh my god, like if I was watching it on TV, I would be freaked out. Now I'm in it. And I feel like most of these horror games, they're really catering to the milquetoast horror, right?
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Give us the real crazy stuff. I want to see something coming. Like, I'm going, oh my God, I like, especially the exorcism. Head starts spinning, and I want some crazy ass stuff for real. If you're really going to freak people out.
Yeah, these developers have got to realize that horror is not a genre that's for everyone. These games are not for everyone, so you shouldn't try to make them into something that everyone will enjoy. I need a game that sends me to fucking therapy. That's what I want. I don't want to be able to take this headset off and go to bed easily. Like, I want to be like awake at night. I want to question, should I have even played that? Like, you know what I mean? That's what makes a great horror experience. And very few have managed to do that so far. Although I will say that the original Exorcist is one of the better ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think just lean into what you're doing, right? If you're gonna make a horror game, make a horror game, make it and then this is another thing too. You know, and I somewhat agree with Nexus Lord in this respect. I don't think that interactive movies will really come to their own until we have eye tracking and VR as a standard feature. I think that's going to improve them. But this is the thing. You could make an amazing experience. Not everything's got to be interactive. If it's an amazing story, I don't care. Sometimes I just want to go in and chill and watch something anyway. And at some point, even just interacting with a couple things is too much for me. I just want to watch something. So lean into that. We really do need or it doesn't even need to be interactive. Just surround me in this story and let me veg out and watch a show or a movie. And just all I do is sit there and watch it. That would be cool too. So.
Yeah, the cameras are actually getting to the point now where they can actually pull that stuff off. The camera technology has always kind of been the limiting factor on that kind of content. But the cameras have gotten a lot better. Now, to what you're saying, I absolutely agree. And I don't even remember what the platform was. But when Oculus Quest, the original Oculus Quest came out and it was a new thing, I went into some kind of a platform that had a lot of these VR movies in them. And they were generally cut up into episodes. But they were, 1 to 2 hour long stories, horror stories. Some of those were really good that I really enjoyed. So yeah, I agree with you totally here, and especially with this genre, sometimes just presence alone is enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, again, no word on the possibility of a PC VR release, but obviously, Roots, they're going to bring it to PC, right? It's too easy to do. It's easy money.
Yeah, absolutely. You might as well, for sure. And they've already got a following on PC. So
anyway, looking forward to this one when it comes out late next year.
Yeah, me too.
Howdy!
So the surprises keep coming as this past week, Playful Studios reemerged from the VR graveyard and surprise dropped the Oculus Quest version of the 2016 Oculus Rift exclusive, Lucky's Tale. We've called for this port to happen many times on our channel, as this game is a classic and was the original VR platformer. Playful says that Lucky's Tale has been remastered for the Quest 2, bringing updated lighting, updated rendering, and remixed audio to the game.
Oh,
They've also refined the character movement and imported the updated character model seen in the new Super Lucky's Tale from 2020, which was the game's non-VR sequel, which is still only available on flat screen consoles and PC. Lucky's Tale is available now, and as of the time of this episode, it has still not been confirmed for cross-buy. And Roots, I hate that I have to say that last part because you know what they're thinking. It's the same mistake that other developers have made before, thinking that if they make this cross-buy, that all of those people who had Oculus Rift won't buy it again. Well, guess what? All those people who have this on Oculus Rift are still not going to buy it again, even though it's not cross buy. And then by not making it cross buy, you're pretty much, I mean, for a lot of people, uh, shooting yourself in the foot because, you know, when people look at platformers and they look at Oculus Quest, they're going to see this and they're going to see Vin VR Adventure. And while Vin does cost a little bit more, Vin is a game that is 4 years newer and it supports cross-buy.
mm.
And I mean, we've seen it time and time again in our community. That's a deal breaker for a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's usually why you decide if I'm going to get it on the one platform or another, and you already have it on the PC, so why buy it on the Quest? Although you could make the case that they've remastered it, you know, it sounds better. I mean, we really won't know until we've played it whether it's a different game or not. I mean, it sounds like everything that they said sounds really good. It's just I want to know if it was justified. And to be fair, it's their game. If they feel like they spent money and time to bring this over to Quest and they want to charge people more, so be it. But like Wes said, it's nobody was going to run out and buy a second copy of this anyway. We might, because we want to know the differences, talk about it, showcase it on the show. Good thing that we don't have to, because the developers were really good to give Eric access to it, right? So we should get to check this out.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be checking this out this week. If only there were a format, Roots, where we could line up two separate versions of the game side by side, live in real time, and judge one version versus the other. Are there any channels doing anything like this on YouTube, Roots?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. I can think of one. This guy right here.
I was gonna say that's a really good idea. That'd be a really good show for a for future episode, right?
Yeah, just possibly. Split stream number 2 might be coming this week. Hit the button, ring the bell. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it might seem like we're being kind of tough on Lucky's Tale here, but it's tough love. We want people to buy this game because it's a great game, and I think that when we get in it, we're going to find the same thing that you found out when you played Swarm this past week. This game's probably a lot better than even we remember. It's been a while since we've been in here, right? I'm sure that this game is great, and I'm sure that it ported wonderfully over to the Quest. My whole point is I'm sure that some people will buy this that have it already in their Rift library, but I'm almost certain that they're going to lose more sales by not supporting cross-buy than they gain by not supporting cross-buy. And that's really my whole point here, is that more people will not buy it because of that than will. And hopefully they'll learn this lesson and rectify the mistake, as we have seen some other developers do in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Onikazi is exactly, his point is exactly what we're saying. He finished it on CV1. It was good, but it's not $25 good for something he's already played for. There's no intention of playing all the way through again. He probably would. What it's doing is it's taking away that talking point. And believe it or not, for a lot of people that are new coming into, that don't know about this game, maybe they pick it up, maybe they don't, but they hear, oh shit, I get 2 games in one. It just makes it a more viable purchase, right? You feel like you're getting more. You may never go play it on PC VR, but you're taking away that talking point, and you really are not going to see that many people more buying it because of it. It's just you're
And again, your direct competition here is an amazing game that supports cross-buy, right? Vin supports cross-buy, so like, and they even went out of the way, like when we pointed out that none of their promo material heading into launch says anything about cross-buy, they made a concerted effort to make sure everyone understood we do support cross-buy. If you bought this on PC, you don't have to buy it again. And for what it's worth, we've also mentioned in the past that um, there is a middle ground here. You don't have to use cross-buy to make your game free. You can make it cost $10 for someone who has it on PC. And I think for a lot of people, that would be enough, right?
yeah, absolutely. Because it's at the end of the day, it's just how you feel about it, right? And so that's what anything in sales. How does a consumer feel after they've purchased it? And Onikazi makes another good point. It's taken away from the demo. He could show it to people. I'll tell you what, if I'm going to showcase a platforming game right now, it'll be Ven VR because I own it, and it's cross-buy. And I'm sure a lot of people would be. It's just weird, but it is a good game. I enjoyed Lucky's Tale. I played through the entire thing. I love platformers. I plan on playing through it again. But that's just our 2 cents.
Wolverazza coming through with the $3 tip says virtual stranger for life. Keep it up, yo. Well, we're going to, thanks to people like you and all you in the chat as well.
Oh yeah.
Your support.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know, man. I know this is a great game, and hopefully people buy it. That how you gotta look at the big picture, man. Qualcomm came out this past week and estimated that there are 10 million Oculus Quest users out there. I can tell you with certainty that the Oculus Rift user base that got this game for free is a minuscule fraction of 10 million.
Mm.
Like, what are we talking? Maybe 2 million, 3 tops.
Mm.
So yeah, I got to imagine that again, they're making they're making decisions that are hindering their success here. You got to look at those other 7 million and whether or not you're going to be able to convince those people to buy in or not. And cross-buy is a good way to do that.
Yeah. And that being said, I'm telling you, pick this game up. If you don't own it, if you have a Quest, it is an amazing game. It's definitely worth the price of admission. And it's a really good game. I can't wait to try it on Quest.
Yep. Yeah, we may even do that this evening, actually, like get in there and check it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, big surprise. I'm happy that Playful's back in the VR space. Like when they pretty much canceled Star Child for PlayStation VR, and then Lucky's Tale sequel came out and it was flat only. I thought Playful was done, but this just goes to show it's one more bit of evidence that what we've been saying here is true, and VR is the next big thing all over again, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to get back in.
Absolutely.
Anyway, not the only good news we saw this week either, was it?
No, not at all.
As the 2021 show approaches, I've been thinking a lot about all the great games that have launched over the course of the last 12 months. It was a particularly strong year for VR releases in every category, including early access, which gave us some of the year's top releases. Among these, VR Storm's Beanstalker, a roguelike climber with action RPG progression elements. When this game was released a couple months ago, I was surprised at just how much game there was here, featuring sprawling maps and surprisingly deep gameplay. This past week, Beanstalker received a huge free update, which adds to the game's already massive amount of playable content. The Frozen Wastelands update adds a brand new Arctic environment to Beanstalker, complete with its own hostile climate, as well as additional weapons and enemies, fresh puzzles, a new boss, and a unique temperature system. Now, whenever you find yourself in a cold environment without a heat source, such as a torch or a lighter, your character is going to begin to take physical damage. This lighter system, as the company refers to it, is designed to provide the more experienced players with an additional challenge to overcome. According to the previously released early access roadmap for Beanstalker, we can expect even more content to come to the game soon in the form of a Christmas event that promises new seasonal environments and challenges. Notably, the team continues to work to bring online multiplayer to the game, a feature that is expected to launch in 2022. Beanstalker is available now for $20 on Steam VR. Roots, you know how much I already dig this game. I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised that it's getting such a big update so soon after it launched. I mean, this game just came out, like 2 months ago in the early access, and they're already adding like a bunch of new content to the game. And I can't wait. I can't wait till this game gets co-op.
Yeah, absolutely. Co-op is king. That's what we're waiting for, especially on this game, right? Chris Richardson says he completely misses existing, and I was just telling him in the chat that I haven't tried it, but you and Mash both played this game, and both of you came away raving about it. Not only about just how it feels, but the progression, right? The crafting, everything about it. So it is cool. It's cool that they're adding so much so soon, and maybe I need to get into this.
You absolutely should get into this, and I will just remind you that we were going to, or at least I was going to probably call this game of the month that it came out, when we decided to exclude it because there was so much more coming to the game. Like we didn't want to put it in the game of the year conversation before it had multiplayer. So we excluded it on the basis that maybe it might be game of the year next year. That's how good it was. I mean, like, it had a little bit of performance issues being an early access title, but very deep progression elements here. A game that melts genre lines. Like, this game takes the best out of like 3 different genres and mashes it all up into something new. And it's by far the best climbing game I've ever played in VR. Not because of the climbing, but because of all the other stuff that you're doing while you're climbing and after you climb. This game is awesome. There's combat, there's looting, there's crafting. There's even some story at play here. I mean, it's a roguelike. Like the map changes every time you go into the level, so it's endlessly replayable.
That's crazy. Wolveraza says he's surprised. He said, "What? This runs on Quest and Oculus and App Lab both passed on it? That's crazy, bro. Like, I don't understand, man. Is it Oculus passing on both of them? You know, I mean, this is the reality of the world, Wolfraza, and this is completely sidetracked. But I guess it's not in a sense, because this is how sad I am. And I was saying this to somebody last night about the new flat Hogwarts game and how I don't even know if it's going to come out anymore, because people are so pissed about what the authors said on the side that there's people that don't want her to make money. And I'm like, it's Harry Potter, dude. I just want to go in that world, dude. At some point, stop. Let me have my video games. It's such a weird world. And so who knows? Maybe Oculus doesn't like the developers. I don't know. there's something's more behind it, and it's sad because
Well,
we just want good games, good experiences. Leave all that stuff at the door, right?
I have an idea, Roots. I have an idea why this might not be on Oculus platforms. I just called this the best VR climbing game that
Ah,
I've ever
oh
played.
yeah, well, that's true.
Who publishes the second best VR climbing game that I've ever played?
Oculus. Well, that's true.
Oculus.
Yeah, and I guess that's a very good point. It's very possible. So it's crazy.
Yeah, this game is awesome. It's so much deeper than the climb, although the climb is very beautiful with the realistic vistas that you can take in. The gameplay pales in comparison to this. This is so much deeper. This is the things that make this great are things you don't typically see in climbing games,
Mm.
and that's why it's so cool.
That's true. I mean, I was kind of thinking that a little bit too. I mean, at some point, that reality is you have a game on your platform and you want it to be the number one of its kind. Maybe you're like, maybe we'll get back to you, and you just don't. Who knows?
You know, Chris lamenting the fact that we didn't pick a gameplay trailer for this. I just picked this teaser for the update,
Mm.
assuming that everyone had seen Beanstalker. But now that I think back on it, we didn't do a proper Beanstalker segment, did we? We only talked about it during that Game of the Month discussion. So maybe this is one that we need to give its just due and maybe run a stream one day. Stream it.
Yeah, I wish we had some way to play gameplay. Like, see, I happen to know somebody that has control of some gameplay trailers, and you're getting to enjoy it right now. Here you go, Chris Richardson, because you asked. You get to see a minute and 26 seconds of amazing gameplay.
Yeah, this is cool, man, and the crafting is so much more detailed than you would expect, and it's very tactile. If you like the weapon upgrade system in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest Fall, you're gonna love what you have to do here because you have to even refine the materials down to make them usable, and then you have to craft your items with it by hammering them into existence, just like Warhammer.
Yeah, yeah, it looks amazing, man. This actually just what I agree with Chris. Thank you for saying what you just said because this gameplay footage is amazing. Like, how could you not want to see what this is all about? It's showing you everything. All the secrets and tidbits are here. So,
Yeah, now we have a whole new frozen wastelands level to add to all of what you're seeing here. On top of it, with new bosses and new enemies and new weapons, amazing. And no, Chris, there is not a stream yet, but there will be. There will be. This game deserves more attention than we've given it, and yeah, I think that's the best idea I've had all day.
yeah. You know what I would think would be amazing? Because I know two people that really rave about this game. I'd love to see some side-by-side gameplay of that in lifetime. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. This would be a tremendous split stream candidate.
Yeah, and Chris Richardson says, "Watch out, spiders. Close your eyes, Dark Angel." And they're safe. They're not going to hurt you. They're your friend. Maybe.
Yeah, the bees are the worst.
Ooh.
They're a lot worse than the spiders. At least in the little bit that I've played, I haven't went super deep into this one. It's a couple hours.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, but this is a game that I mean, dozens of hours of gameplay in this. Literally dozens of hours of gameplay. Each one of these levels, play all the way through it, 6 to 8 hours, and I think there's 3 or 4 levels now.
That's crazy.
So,
It's Viveport Infinity
yeah.
as well, right? I thought it was. I thought it was at some point. It was. I could have sworn.
I'm not sure. We will find out right now in real time.
Oh wow! Spiders will crawl up the other side. You'll never see it coming. Roots. Oh my God! Never mind. I'm out. I'm outie, bro. No, actually, I kill spiders for a living. What am I talking about? I'll crush those bastards. They won't see what's coming. Yeah, if they redid Arachnophobia, I think I'd be a good cast member for a slimmer John Goodman with a beard.
A search for Beanstalker yields no results in
Okay.
Viveport.
And that was fake news
Unfortunately,
put
no.
out from Root. Thank God for Wes's real-time fact checks on Roots. And I could have sworn that was the case, but if not, I'll tell you what, we'll pass it on to our Viveport guy and tell him this would be an amazing candidate for something to come to Viveport Infinity.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, even though Beanstalker didn't come up, amazing titles that came up, such as Sushi Bin VR, and let's see, what else do we have here? The Band for Birds and Animals, VR
Oh,
Zoo. That looks great.
we need another best of Viveport Infinity is what I'm hearing from come out of your lips right now.
The Bleeding Hunt VR, absolutely. Virtual Phonics Roots. Virtual
Ooh.
Phonics.
Well, I'll tell you what, who doesn't like Virtual Phonics?
Anyway, Beanstalker's amazing. We're absolutely going to play it now on stream because that's how we roll.
Yep.
Systems check. Mobility check. Rocket stability.
This past week, our friends at Resolution Games made headlines as they released another huge content update for Demeo, their breakout hit, which subsequently took Game of the Year honors at this year's VR Awards ceremony. Apparently, two huge headlines weren't quite enough for them as they also announced the next offering from their VR division. Ultimechs is a futuristic sports experience which is coming to VR platforms in 2022. Combining mechs with what looks like a game of soccer, players will compete in an arena setting where they can score goals by punching the ball with rocket propelled fists. Not much has been announced about the gameplay at this point, but we can take a few clues from the gameplay teaser that Resolution Games released with the game's announcement. First of all, it appears that the game may feature a 2 versus 2 action, as only 4 players appear in the clip. It also seems that node based teleport may be at play here, creating some sort of a first person foosball structure to the matches. What time is it, Roots?
Quote time! Oh, that was not deep. That was too high.
It is indeed quote time. This is a quote from Tommy Palm, CEO of Resolution Games and overall VR OG badass, Tommy Palm. With Ultimechs, we have created an entirely new gameplay mechanic that could only exist in the immersive world of VR. Sure, anyone can kick a ball into a net, but only in the world of Ultimechs can you and your mech punch it in by firing a rocket fist and controlling the trajectory as you follow along its path. And that just scratches the surface of Ultimechs. We've really stretched the boundaries of what can be done in VR in this game, and we can't wait to share more details. Of course, Virtual Strangers will be sure to keep you informed on Ultimechs as more details come to light. Be sure to hit the button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Roots, a lot of people are saying that this might be that Rocket League game that you've been waiting for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Rocket League, although the teleportation might be a little bit weird because it definitely has those nodes, right? Even without watching gameplay, you just showing the thing. There's deliberate spots all over, but it could be just like everything else. It's like you go in there and you play it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how you want to play with these node by node teleportations, right? But I've been waiting for Rocket League forever. I mean, Mini Motor X has a mode that's similar to Rocket League, but this looks amazing.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned about the node based at first, but then I read what Mr. Palm said here and thought about it. You and your mech punch it in by firing a rocket fist, and get this, and controlling the trajectory as you follow along its path.
Ooh,
So I'm envisioning a game where you move to the main body of your mech from node to node to node, but then when you fire off your fist, you go with your fist and you control its flight path
mm.
until you reach the end of your trajectory, and then you're back in your body again. Um, they promise that there's a much more to that they haven't revealed, and they're saying that it really stretches the boundaries of possibility with regards to what VR can do. Those are big words from a big figure in the VR industry, Tommy Palm.
Wow, wow, it sounds amazing. You know who else loves it? Go when you go with their fist.
My mom!
Oh, yeah.
She does. She does. I'm sure the idea of a rocket fist is just right down her alley.
She loves this game.
Or
I,
right up her alley, I guess I should say.
That's right. And it looks cool, man. It looks like the timing, you have to really get some timing as well. Like when you saw that projectile shoot. But I guess if you're controlling it, and maybe like you said, maybe you're going and you're zoomed in and you're controlling it and you're seeing it through the eyes. I don't know. I'm intrigued. If one thing I know Resolution Games can do, they know how to make games. So I know it's going to be good. I just don't know exactly how this is all going to shape up, but it's very intriguing and I can't wait to try it.
But yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. How surprising is it that we're getting this from them now? Like they've just launched Demeo this year, and it's obviously a gold mine for them. It's a huge hit. People are giving it Game of the Year honors, and the format of Demeo is such that they can do nothing else but release DLC for that game for the next 3 years, and people are going to buy it. And they don't have to do another game. Like they could make a killing off just Demeo, but they're not sitting on their laurels. They just announced their new AR division, which they're going to be very involved in. As AR becomes a viable technology, you can damn well bet Resolution Games is going to have their fingerprints all over it. And if that's not enough, they have a whole new groundbreaking VR esport here, which if it catches on like Demeo did, I could very well see this becoming part of the VR League competitive VR esport, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not much of a 2v2 person, but I think in this kind of a game it could actually work pretty well, right? Maybe it becomes the esport of VR. Super cool. And it's the smart you're seeing this happen with not only Resolution Games, but a lot of other of this, well, I guess I don't want to say Resolution Games is a small studio, but when you have success, the really good studios are going to they're going to expand, they're going to grow, they're going to have divisions, they're going to be putting 2 3 4 good games out at the same time, all working on them, all independent of each other, and I think it's awesome, man. So cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tommy Palm is an OG in the truest sense of the word. That guy made his fortune in mobile gaming before he came to even open up a VR studio.
Mm.
So that guy, he knows what's up. He's got his finger on the pulse, and it's guys like this that being involved in VR that gives me confidence in the future of our platform.
Yeah, yeah, it's all the OGs, right? The ones that did it back in the day, and this is the ultimate mobile platform, right? So
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, looking forward to learning more about this game. I mean, literally, what you see on the screen here is what we know. We know the game's coming next year. You can bet your ass it's going to be on Oculus Quest. Wouldn't be surprised if it somehow ends up showing up on PlayStation 5 VR as well, but we don't know that quite yet. So we will refrain from further speculation. But as soon as we know more, you will know more. As long as you've clicked the proper things down there.
Yep.
Anyway, that's going to wrap up this week's featured stories and bring us into the week's reminders. Roots, I believe we have some stuff releasing this week.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have it as a trailer for some reason, I guess.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll just go ahead and jump on into it anyway. Pre-orders are live now for After the Fall. After the Fall launches this week? No, not exactly. But if you pre-order now, you can play it this week thanks to their Thanksgiving Day playtest that you are guaranteed access to. I'm going to be playing. Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to pick up my game though to be able to do that, right? I got to buy the deluxe Steam Oh no, I don't have to buy the deluxe version. That's what everybody kept saying for a while there, right? And that is fake news.
Fake news. You don't have to buy it deluxe. You don't even have to get it on Steam. You can partake through PlayStation VR. You can partake through Oculus Quest. Whatever you want, bro. You can play it your way.
Let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on that 2-hour window? Because, like, okay, say you get it. They've clearly said that the Thanksgiving Day, especially, is kind of like their trial, right? Their beta or whatever it's going to be. There's going to be some glitches, so you decide you're going to try it on that day, and you end up using your 2-hour window, and it just ends up not being the best because of performance. I don't think it's going to be the case, but you know what I mean. You could end up screwing yourself into getting stuck with the game. That's the only thing that I could say that would benefit if you're patient and you're not sure about this game and you don't care about the 48-hour thing. Maybe it's best to not buy it and just sit back and watch the amazing reviews come in, and then you'll feel good and you'll pick it up and you'll miss out in the first 48 hours. I don't recommend that, but it is a case to be made.
There's two possible ways to deal with this. And the first way is what Roots said. Just wait for us to tell you after Thursday what's up with this game. The other way is kind of counterintuitive, but hear me out. If you're not sure that you want to keep this game and you don't want to get stuck with the, I guess, $35 pre-launch price, it does get a discount for ordering it early, then what you should do is order it early on multiple platforms. So now you don't have 2 hours. Now you have 4 if you buy it on 2 platforms. You have 6 if you buy it on 3. And then at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you can just refund it on all these platforms.
Yeah, and if you do like it, then you keep them all, and you've got an amazing game on all 3 platforms. I like the cut of your jib, sir. Sounds good.
Yeah. So what honestly, Roots, if I had to bet, I'm going to own this on every platform. I'm going to own it on Steam because it's going to be free through Viveport. I'm going to own it on PlayStation because aim controller. I want to play it with the aim controller. I'm going to own it on Oculus because I want to play with my family, and we have 2 Quest headsets, and I'm going to need multiple copies of the game anyway. So I think that this game is going to be awesome, and I think I'm going to own 3 copies of it, just like Arizona Sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. Tech says it's a great day to pick. I have to go to family dinner. Well, it is more than just a couple hours of time frame. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you hang out at dinner for 24 hours. I don't. I go over there, I eat, and I get the hell out of there, and I go home and I play some After the Fall with my friends.
Yeah, this is going to be the thing that keeps me from falling asleep watching football.
Football is what would have kept me from watching football anymore. They've ruined that for me too. But I'll tell you what, I am excited for Thursday now for another reason besides the fact that I haven't had Thanksgiving dinner in a year and a half or a couple of years, because last year everybody was weird about it. So I think I went to Arby's and I got a turkey sandwich. I believe that was my memory.
They do have the meats, Roots.
It's true. Very true.
Anyway, awesome. Other awesome games dropping this week, specifically for PlayStation VR.
Yep. I don't have a trailer for this one either.
All right. Well, let's just get right into it then. Windlands 2 has been rumored to be coming to PlayStation 2 for a very, very long time now. Many people lost faith that this game was ever going to see the light of day on the PlayStation Store, but fear not, friends. SciTech Games has you covered. November 26th, 4 days from now, Windlands 2 comes to PlayStation VR roots. And you know what? Even though this game is 2 years old at this point, I think that it's going to be very well received on PlayStation. This is a great game. And playing Resist the other day just reminded me how good Windlands was.
Yeah, this game is one of the best for swinging around. And I don't know, man. Like, I love every game that we've played that has swinging incorporated, whether it be Swarm, Resist, and they're all different, right? What this one has that's different than all of them is exploration, and exploration with your friends, right? And to boot, you got a story and you have an actual campaign to go through. This is actually a really good game, definitely worth picking up. And I've played with several different people, and I still go in there and play it. Really good game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I've been wanting to play it. Maybe we try it out on PlayStation. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't think it's cross-platform, so I think PlayStation people have to play with PlayStation people. But I don't know, man. I've been wanting to play it anyway. Maybe we'll give this one a quick look and cover it, just so we have an excuse to get back in there and play it.
Yeah, absolutely. And your dad has said he's exactly what I said, Wes. Playing pool and watching the show on. I'm assuming he's playing pool in VR, and he's got the
Yep.
YouTube. He's got
Well,
the.
maybe not. Maybe he plays a flat pool game too, so maybe he's playing that one.
Either way, it's awesome. You're playing pool and watching the show, and yeah, it's really cool.
Anyway, that brings us to our next set of reminders. Wishlist review time, guys. It's time for us to do our part. Take just a moment of our time and do our thing to support the development community. And I think I'm going to do Wishlist this week, Roots. I've done reviews the last 2 weeks. So if you folks wouldn't mind joining me now in real time in either wishlisting a game or dropping a quick review, which is honestly the coolest and most potentially impactful thing you could do is the review. But I saw a title on Steam earlier today that's not out yet that I don't want to forget. So I'm going to go to wishlist route this week.
I need to wish list Beanstalker. I need to own that game. Actually, isn't that on Viveport? No, just kidding. We already went down that road. I could have sworn it was on there, but I definitely need to pick it up.
It's in your shared library.
Oh, that's right. No, I think it is because I think Mash got a copy of it. I believe somehow we ended up with a copy.
We've got a copy. I didn't think that you and Mash were linked up yet. So.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, then, yeah, it's in your library.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Let's see here. I'm going to Steam. I'm going to upcoming. I'm going to browse all upcoming releases. And here it is. Haunted House Escape, a VR experience. This is a 100% free VR experience.
On Steam?
On Steam. It's not out yet. It comes out the last day of the month.
Ooh.
But this is a virtual reality escape minigame. Player has to find hidden keys to escape the haunted house. So it's a free escape room with very high quality visuals.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm adding it to my wish list too. Like I always
Haunted
tell.
House Escape.
Looks good.
And just so you know, guys, flat Lovecraftian VR horror title The Shore, which we previously announced the developers were playing around with the idea of VR support. I can 100% confirm that game is coming to VR, and it's getting pretty close. So if you guys are interested in playing The Shore in VR, you might not have to wait very much longer.
Nice. What about they're gonna bring Dying Light into VR? No, I'm really hoping and crossing fingers for Luke Ross or somebody. Legit mod.
Be great, Mr. Ross, if you wouldn't mind hooking us up.
Hell yeah. I'm a patron.
One more time.
I'm one of your patrons, bro. Do it.
That seals the deal, right?
Yep. I've been supporting them since
Yeah.
day one.
There you go. Anyway, that brings us to our final reminder this week and every week, and that is how you can do your part to support us, our channel, and our community. Of course, as we have beaten you over the head with many times at this point, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. That is the best way to help us grow and succeed at what we're trying to do. Of course, if you've already done that and you'd like to do a little something extra, all it takes is $3 per week and a click on that link below to support us on Patreon. That's right, $3 per week gives you access to our weekly show notes, gives you access to exclusive content, gives you access to insider updates, all for less than $1 a week, and you get the peace of mind knowing that you did your part to help build up this awesome channel and this awesome community. Shout out to our newest patrons. We got 2 more this week through Mr. Tasselhoff and Todd Jackson. Thank you, gentlemen. The support is very much appreciated. And that makes us 20 now, Roots. That's 20 on the Virtual Strangers Patreon. And that's not even counting Scion, who actually bought up and just paid us directly in our PayPal for a year of Patreon support. So 21, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Your support means everything, and if you like the all the changes that we've been making around here lately, none of it's possible without the support that you guys have been lending us, not only on Patreon but through the other means as well, including the YouTube donations. So again, thank you all for your support. It means everything.
Yeah, I was just telling you right before the show about, or you and Mash, about how just in awe I am of the community. And I know you've said the same thing, and just how awesome. That's the best thing. If I walked away right now from this whole thing, what I've helped build in this community is special to me. It's awesome without getting any more cheesy about it. And if, you know, speaking of being more part of the family, if you haven't already, we've been waiting for a long time. Wes has turned the light on. We got the beds made up. We need you to come home. Come home to the Discord. We miss you. We need you home.
Absolutely. Our home is your home. Mi casa es su casa, and you'll find an invitation down below to the Virtual Strangers Discord, which is where we all hang out and talk throughout the week. You guys might be sad when the content's over. When the music's over, we do indeed turn out the light, but we turn on the light, the porch light of our house, our home, Discord. Come meet us there. We hang out 24/7 in that place. Even if we're not talking, we're lurking. Everything you guys say, we are. We're there, ready to interject at any moment. So I'm sure you guys feel our presence as we feel yours as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sitting here reading the chat, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And then I realized I switched over to the opening scene, which has the that 20-second intro. So you guys got a little blast from the past, from the intro, little music intro to the scene, and you should feel grateful for it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, the good thing is it's a good song, right? So
Yeah.
nobody's gonna complain too much, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Go to your home, Wolveraza says. Are you too good for your home?
Absolutely. We got the Kool-Aid, Traveling Man says, and we're waiting by the door, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we do have the Kool-Aid, and obviously all of these people drinking it as they hang out with us week in and week out. Wife in the chat confirms that he is indeed in VR, playing pool and watching us on the screen.
Awesome.
So,
See, that's what
yeah.
I heard that game, and I thought YouTube, Virtual Strangers, boom. Who's not playing pool with Virtual Strangers on the TV? I question your soul if you're not.
So anyway, with all of that said, friends, we would like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you soon, maybe even tomorrow. Bye now.
Take it easy.